Oh, hello there, everyone. This probably isn't going to be very happy and almost certainly won't be an hour, but I'm the worst person in the world, Kevin Logan. No, second worst. Joining me is the worst, Dr. Kristi Winters. How are you?
Hey, Kev. Yeah, we had a long conversation about how shit things are, and as a knock-on effect, I too am doing fairly shit. Yeah. So I oftentimes when we do a show, regardless of how I'm actually feeling in my life or what I'm going through or where I am emotionally, I put on my show face and I put on my show energy and I come out here and I try to do what people show up for. Tonight I'm not really going to be able to do that too much. So people like Kristi's mask, a bit not mask dropping, but I just can't there's no way to spin any of this to all we can do is get occasional relief, I think, through distractions. But yeah, this isn't going to be a happy hour, but maybe it'll be some catharsis.
It'll be, it look as say it won't be happy or an hour, but it will be something.
Yeah.
So it's Kristi and Kevin, something.
Yeah, I recommended Angry Hour, but you'd already given it a title and it was already out there.
Well, I knew it wasn't going to be a happy one, so I just went with AntiFa Hour. And I was going to open up with a joke about us being terrorists, but, George Soros said, yeah, let's calm it down, Kev. But we are sponsored tonight by George Soros and Matt Hummels.
Yes, and Hummels.
On what other show would you get those two things?
Hummels, and
as a comedic reference point. You're very welcome, world.
As a threesome?
I'd watch it.
Okay. All right. So kicking it over to you, Kev. Yeah, Kev's going to take the lead on the show tonight because I'm low energy.
Yeah. Okay. Can everyone see now? See my Facebook? Not Facebook. Twitter.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, we talked off air about fucking white people, and this I think this person's trying to help.
Oh Jesus! I hadn't even looked at the picture. I hadn't even really because I was looking at other things when I was.
Did you look out the corner of your eye and think that was just a black dude?
Well, I looked out of the corner of my eye and I thought maybe someone was covered in dust. I didn't look at his thing. I didn't look at the tape. I didn't look at the message. You heard my reaction when my eyes met this and suddenly awareness of what dumbass. Oh God. Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's. I think this person's trying to help, but is so spectacularly misjudged. That's not even a swing and a miss. That's the bat's flying out of the hand and killed the pitcher. Yeah. As the person said, I am in disbelief. I think that's an appropriate response. Anyway, moving on swiftly from this nonsense. Yeah, more nonsense. This one was quite interesting. It's to do with Donald Trump being absolute trash, and of course, not even beginning to do his job. He's focused on himself, of course. This person writes to @Donald Trump. He says, "I'm a journalist in the UK. I've been given some useful information about Twitter that could be useful to you. Can you follow me back? And so I can DM you about it." Now that's just a random fucking person, right?
Is that Stephen Miller? Avatar?
No, it's
okay.
Just a random journalist thing.
Oh, okay.
Which will become apparent shortly. Now you think, why would Donald Trump follow this person? He's got bigger shit to deal with, surely. No, he does follow the person back.
Okay.
They DM back and forth. This is not back and forth. The journalist says, "Thank Mr. President. Stop using Twitter. You're terrible at it." You'll never guess what happens next.
Blocked. Yeah, of course.
So he spent how long concentrating on that rather than, the economic destruction of the nation, the fact that cities are on fire, things that, should be more pressing concerns for him, but apparently not. Anyway.
I really want to see him banned from Twitter once he gets his protection of being the president taken away.
Yeah, let's hope. This one hit me in the feels. CNN currently reporting that the Atlanta police are nervous because they were outnumbered 4-1. To which this person says, "So was George Floyd."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just yeah. This again, Trump exposing himself for the racist, and indeed his fans for the racist that we always known they were, of course. Trump says, this is a direct quote: MAGA is Make America Great Again, by the way. They love African American people. They love black people. MAGA loves the black people.
God.
Unquote.
God. It just makes me cringe.
Says here, yeah, this is illuminating that MAGA does not include black people, but separately loves them. Yeah, he's openly saying the African American people aren't MAGA.
Yep.
Which we've already known for a long time, but there we go.
Saying the quiet part out loud.
Yep.
He's a white supremacist fascist.
Indeed. This is interesting. Spain, this back to coronavirus, because that's still a thing that's happening. Spain's deaths yesterday were 2. This was on May the 30th, so a couple of days ago now. Britain's deaths were 324. Britain's schools have started to reopen. Spain won't reopen theirs until September. One government in one of those countries cares about its citizens. One doesn't.
Yeah. Like, they're really just thinking, look, parents can't go back to work unless they get the discount daycare of schools. So let's just get the kids back in school so we can get their parents back to work.
Yeah. This one's quite a funny one from the Messianic Manic, who's a fantastic one of the rare original atheist YouTubers who wasn't a complete piece of shit. Go and subscribe immediately. Anyway, he says, has Trump tried handcuffing himself to Twitter headquarters and threatened to pee himself? I saw someone do that once.
Got a laugh out of me. Nice.
Yeah. This one's not. You can tell I'm jonesing for a bit of sport action here. Because I saw this picture of someone with a tennis racket batting tear gas, and I said, firm grip, eyes over the ball, good body position, solid form.
Nice.
I'm doing my own sports commentary.
Yes, to protest. Yeah, whatever you get, whatever you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fucking gross.
Yeah.
Dave Rubin making it all about himself. This person's going on about obviously the murder of Mr. Floyd, and he says, "Don't burn this, Minnesota."
Honestly,
that's the name of his book. Fuck you, Dave Rubin.
Yeah, fuck you, Dave Rubin. Honestly.
Yeah, this amazing. I cannot believe they've outed us so quickly, Kristi. This is definitely legitimate and totally not a piece of fakery nonsense here. Which, by the way, was shared by Deborah Messing, if you remember her from Will and Grace a million years ago.
No.
She was one of the main people. Anyway, she's an actress. It says that maybe we'll catch up George Soros, the man behind the veil, while putting all these fools and communities in danger. And this is a legitimate sign, definitely real. Professional anarchists get paid up to $200 per direct action, because a direct action is an absolutely quantifiable form of work.
It's laid out in the contracts.
Direct action gets the goods. Contact your local Open Society Foundation branch.
What?
Yeah, that's George Soros's group, the Open Society Foundation. And then, I love it, right? You've put all of this, and then literally funded by George Soros at the bottom. Because I don't know about you, when I'm committing high-level crimes, I like to definitely make sure everyone knows it was me. Like, if I kill someone, I'd write my name and address on the murder weapon and leave it covered in fingerprints at the scene.
Like,
so
gullibility, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, amazing. As if, how do they think George Soros became this big, evil, genius monster man if he's putting his name on things? Like,
right, flyering, clearly. That's how you do it.
Exactly. Like, come on. People, wake the fuck up.
Deborah Messing. They took gullible out of the dictionary.
Hey,
go look it up. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Nonsense.
Where am I? Yeah, this was, again, there's some good news stories coming out of the riots. About it. And this is amazing. And I agree with Tristan here, again, from Step Back History. Very good. Go and subscribe. They are burning the Daughters of the Confederacy building.
I have to say that I've heard there are a lot of different views of people on the property destruction like just as a general, like from a lot of different perspectives. But when I saw that the Daughters of the Confederacy building had been vandalized and been put on fire, I just shrugged. Like, I know technically it's a crime, but if I was on that jury, I would give him like the minimum. Like, I don't even fucking care. It shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting, again, if you're going on about terrorism in America, Daughters of the Confederacy, pretty high up there, actually.
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be like, I'm surprised that it has been, maybe it's just been drowned out by actual people getting hurt. But if other Confederate statues were vandalized, I mean, I think I've seen some of them. All the ones in that location, they had BLM written on them, and a lot of other things, end police violence and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like, I've got higher priority things to worry about than crying for the Daughters of the Confederacy who put up fucking white supremacist statues all over.
Yeah.
There are some valuable archival materials that they possess, but, you know, like, just put them in a museum. Countdown to goodness. What a bunch of corporate bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just a happy cat.
Oh, I needed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cat who just found its end.
Yeah. It's beautiful, but also it's been amazing and heartening because I follow a lot of cats on Twitter, and I don't mean that in the colloquial sense, like crazy cats, like literally felines, or people like people doing pet accounts, and it's very cute, and it's my happy place. It's where I go to escape the world, especially because sport's not on at the minute, so you know. And then the number of cat accounts who have come out in favour of BLM and stuff is pretty badass, because they usually don't get political in the slightest, because, you know, it's cute pictures of cats. But there we go.
Yeah, this week we ended up having to cancel our Saturday D&D session because one of the players had family commitments, so we just decided to push it all back. But I noticed that not having that 2 hours of pure escapism has really affected me psychologically. Like, I was really longing for the camaraderie and just the mental checkout and focusing on something else, you know, and for a while, yeah.
Well, you know what you need? You know what you need to do? You need to get yourself a golf buggy, some wine, and have some fucking fun.
I need to start working on that bucket list, you're right. You're right.
Especially because 2020 is absolutely insistent that we're all going to die, so...
Oh, Jesus, fuck, the things that are happening in 2020. Like, there was a tweet sent out that there were, like, tigers on the loose in Anaheim.
I've got a similar story, slightly less dangerous, but still pretty fucking dangerous, and mental, coming up shortly. MythCon, our old friends at MythCon.
Oh, yes.
Okay, the second worst thing to come out of Wisconsin since the first worst person in the world came out of Wisconsin.
George McCarthy?
No.
Oh,
reference to you being the worst person in the world.
Okay, so anyway. third worst thing. I'm technically the worst thing. Then Joe McCarthy.
Yeah.
And then
Joe McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although the Milwaukee Bucks teams of the early 2000s were pretty shit, to be fair, as well.
They were fucking awful. Yeah.
Anyway, but I mean, they've got Giannis now. It's a different ball game. Anyway, Mrs. Milwaukee says, again, fucking white people, man. It will be difficult for less engaged people to understand the full scope of the violence and damage Antifa is responsible for, because the media has been so supportive of them in the past. Here's one example of a puff piece from the BBC. So that's MythCon coming out against anti-fascism.
And I love their spelling of difficult. Although I shouldn't make fun because I do typos on Twitter, especially before I've had enough coffee. Fuck, my stream of consciousnesses are so stupid when I read them back 3 hours later. But yeah, they're not out there like using their platform to condemn white supremacy or call for, you know, white supremacist groups to be called terrorist groups. No. They're going after the anti-fascists. And what happens when you're against anti-fascism? What does that make you?
Fascism?
Yeah, you're pro-fascist or a fascist ally.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly, yeah.
Oh, you want my hot take? I don't know if I actually bookmarked it or not, but yeah, I declare that if you spend more time on social media attacking or undermining Joe Biden than you spend attacking and undermining Donald Trump, you're a fascist ally. Like, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But either you're helping the fascists or you're working against them. And you can bitch about Joe Biden, but if all you do is bitch about Joe Biden, then what you're basically doing is promoting Trump. That's my take. That's my take.
Okay. That's, yeah. Oh, I forgot to do. Oh, fuck's sake! I forgot to even do the thing, didn't I? I'll
I
do it
was
now. Fuck it.
okay.
Right. Last night I did a stream. It was an amazingly raw experience, emotional thing about the whole harem gate thing. It's on my channel. Please go and go and take a look at it. It's amazing. Kristi came into the chat. There's some people giving us some significant grief. Right now, I don't care if you disagree with Kristi. That's fine. Disagree away. But if you make it so that this is an unsafe space for her, or that she feels unwelcome in this space, fuck off. You're not welcome here. I will block you. Very simple. That said, moving on. Unless you had anything to say on the matter.
It's your channel. I said that I didn't want to
that's
talk about
fine.
that at all because it's not my channel. So yeah.
It is your channel.
Well, thank you for making me feel welcome, Kevin.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, K-pop. Not a thing I'm enormously familiar with, or with its fan base and all the rest of it, but they did an amazing thing this week. The Dallas police force, not a great one. I mean, none of the police have covered themselves in glory, but Dallas are not very great at all. Says, if you have any video of illegal activity from protests and are trying to share it with Dallas police, can you please download our I Watch Dallas app? You can remain anonymous. That was basically a way of you could film stuff and send it to the Dallas police force, to snitch on people. The K-pop stands were not fucking playing that shit. They put together this thing where download this app and send them all your fan cams. Send them all. Make their job as hard as possible. Get them frustrated. Make them take the app down. A few hours later, if the fucking thing will scroll over for me, Jesus. Due to technical difficulties, I Watch Dallas app has now been temporarily suspended. So thank you, K-pop people. I don't understand you or your world, but that was nice.
Although if you do have any video of white supremacists giving people shit, please do report that. I have no problem with throwing white supremacists under the bus. Not just random people, just fucking white supremacists.
But we already know the police don't prosecute their own. So.
Some of those who work forces are the same that burn crosses.
Now, on the note here, I know damn well there's not a hippo roaming through the streets of Chicago right now.
That's actually what's happening, or is they just put the hippo picture up to be ironic?
No, that's a hippo. I don't know how it got there, but it was in Chicago. It was captured. It's all safe. No one was hurt. But there was a hippo in Chicago. Fair enough.
All right, so we've seen like wild boars running down the streets of Germany. We've seen sheep come down, or goats come down and eat the hedges of the people in some town in the UK.
And did know.
Yes, and we had a tiger loose in Anaheim, and now we've got hippos in the street. This fucking timeline. Monkeys and eating samples.
Eating samples of COVID, and now just hippos going for a walk. Why are they stressing this hippo? It's doing social distancing. Leave him alone.
That's true. He's off this. He's not in the streets.
Exactly. Why did I bookmark that as well? That's another thing. The K-pop Twitter.
Yeah, sometimes you do it twice because you don't always remember. I do this a lot, where I double. I'd rather over.
I tripled it. I tripled it.
you over bookmark.
I really wanted to make sure I definitely got that shit.
That's why sometimes I have to go through and thin my bookmarks out, because otherwise the shows will be even longer.
Yeah.
This was fucking awesome. This was fucking awesome.
Someone hacked the Chicago police scanner and is playing Chocolate Rain. I
have the audio of that, actually. I have some audio of that clip.
And what I especially love is then Tazon Day came out and said, I move away from the mic in order to get racial justice onto his Twitter thing. I thought that was nice. Nice response.
You know who did that? Actually, was responsible. Who is responsible for the Chicago police scanner thing?
I do not.
Anonymous. Well, some people within Anonymous. I have that bookmarked too, so we might look at it.
Okay,
their video.
Good. Yeah, I know they hacked some shit this week. They made their appearance again.
That was one of them. Oh no, it was also they put fuck the police on first, and then they put on Chocolate Rain, I think. Well, I will get the details from the tweet.
This is again.
Fucking
there are
hell.
two Americas. One fights for Black Lives, the other fights for brunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
Difficult to. I mean, it's a thing there, right? Where are we? Oh yeah. Oh my God. These people really went from making me stay at home is tyranny to there's a curfew. Police can do what they want, and if you're outside in less than a week.
Hashtag facts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, but they went from it's okay for old people to die of the Rona, fuck them, to all lives matter in less than a week.
Yeah. Yes. Good point.
Our old friend Shoe on Head, an idiot, fascist, adjacent person for a long time, says here, also making AntiFa a terrorist organisation. I fucking despise AntiFa. They've harassed my friends, threatened to burn down buildings I was speaking at, hurt innocent people. By making an organisation, unorganised, broad anti-fascist movement illegal is a disastrous slippery slope.
Yeah, harass your friends?
Yeah, to which you have to say, well, maybe you should stop making friends with fascists then?
Yep.
Maybe, June, just a thought.
Also, can you go back to her message? Because I'm kind of curious if when it says threatened to burn down buildings I was speaking at, is she talking about the unidentified, untraced, unprosecuted vague bomb threat that was called into MythCon?
Almost certainly, I imagine.
Yeah. So one is she doesn't know it was Antifa. She's just libeling them, I guess. And then it wasn't burning down the building. There's a vague bomb threat. I mean, how can you not fucking remember the difference between being threatened with arson and being threatened with a bomb? But June's so smart, and she's so left.
She is. She's better than us, Krista. She's a better leftist. For fuck's sake. Go away, Twitter pictures. I hate
broccoli. I'm chopping broccoli.
Oh, that was a thing from yesterday.
Sorry, I'm doing a little Dana Carvey from the 1980s, I think.
Disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we can basically skip over that. Like I say, the stream's there if you want to go and watch it. This was amazing. Anonymous hacked loads of stuff, and there's proof here that President Trump was involved in a child rape and sex trafficking.
I looked into that, and they basically just republished the accusation about the 13-year-old girl.
Okay.
So that's what that is. Yeah, I looked into that too because I was like, is this new? Because why isn't this getting more press? And so that's just the 411 on that.
411?
Yeah, information. I'm going old school.
Wait, okay, Jesus. Someone stole an encrypted Chicago police radio and disrupting their communications by blasting "Fuck the Police" by the legendary Noah.
Yes.
Anyway.
You guys had that, didn't you? That information number with the guys sort of ironically dressed up in various things being nerdy. What was the toll number you would call for information in the UK?
What?
There was like a number that you would call for information. They were doing advertising for it, right? And it doesn't matter. It would have been in the mid 2000s anyway. I fucking never mind. Let's just go ahead.
What are you talking about? What? This is
mad. I'll look it up. I'll find some sort of reference for it and send it through. And you go, oh, those guys. That was, and then you'll correct me on my misunderstanding or misremembering.
Are we on about the 118?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's still a thing. That's like just the privatized version of inquiries.
Oh, right. So my 411 is your 118. So if I would have said that's the 118 on that file.
Okay, it's not a reference really. People just go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Okay, never mind. Right. Anyway, Donald Trump, he did a thing with the Bible, and someone did photoshops of him with Mein Kampf. That's a thing.
That was easy.
Steve Shives slaying it. Yeah. Donald Trump treated out silent majority. Steve said, "Wrong on both counts."
Yes.
Yep.
A braying minority.
Cute cat.
Yes. This is just so stunning. So stunning. Yeah. Peanuts just mesmerizing. We could stare at her, it's, I don't know if they've been, her face. I don't think I could just stare at her face for hours. I couldn't blink at her.
She came to visit. That's my living room.
Is that a
She's not
treat
afraid.
or a bit of chicken on the floor there?
That's some corned beef. I didn't have chicken, so I have to give her what I had. Anyway, so yeah, and she was like, "That's cool," and then left
Yeah,
because
it's
she lives
Kester.
next door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, imagine this fucking Meghan McCain lying. Who'd have thunk it? She says, "My neighbourhood in Manhattan is eviscerated and looks like a war zone. De Blasio and Cuomo are an utter disgrace. This is not America. Our leaders have abandoned us and continue to let great American cities burn to the ground and be destroyed. I would never fathom this." To which Kristi Bartlett says, "Meghan, we live in the same building. We've just walked outside. It's fine."
Do you remember that meme about Meghan McCain about her wedding? Do you remember the name of the woman that she? Do you know
No.
what I'm talking about? I'm trying to look it up, but of course, typing while I'm doing a live show. Like you were at my wedding, Denise. That was it. So yeah, some like woman named Denise dragged Meghan McCain, and she wrote back, "You were at my wedding, Denise." Like that's what she tweeted at. And
You can't criticize me ever again.
yes, and I just kind of felt like that would be Meghan McCain's response. "You were at my wedding, Kirsten. How could you throw me under the bus like this?"
This was just a general point which I think is worth making. Can you begin to imagine the lack of self-respect you need to voluntarily clean graffiti off a bank?
Who did
Like
that?
they got money. They've literally got money.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, they want to pay you to do it. Okay, that's one thing.
yeah.
Anyway,
Mm,
yeah, the
similar.
same people who freaked out about having to wear masks are totally fine with curfews and martial law.
Yeah, yeah, because that doesn't
Who saw that
affect
coming?
them. Because they're all,
Yeah,
they have no lives, so they don't want to go out after 7 o'clock at night. Apparently, they're fine to just sit
yeah,
and watch the police shoot at the dirty hippies and the black agitators because they're
yeah,
racists.
yeah. Reference to Donald Trump referring to people as low life and scum. This person said, "Here's 4 forms of low life and scum."
Yep, look at that. You know how like dog turds turn white after they dry out? You like that one, huh?
That's fucking genius. I love it. Yes, that's a fantastic analogy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That
You're welcome.
has tickled my ribs.
You can have that for free.
Oh, oh, oof. Just need to calm down now. Anyway, where are we? Yeah, this was incarceration rates. Very normal country.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Normal, normal, normal. I'm disgusted that Britain's second, but at least, and then boom, United
Yep.
States.
Yep.
That's, by the way, that's per 100,000. So the nearest is 139. America 698.
Yeah, there's a whole discussion about one the way that the justice system has been used to maintain and perpetuate white supremacy by disenfranchising and making unemployable generations of black men and women through even children from their childhoods, treating them with them when charging them as adults when they're 14 and 15. And then also we have to talk about the perverting nature of capitalism and profits, because obviously the way that you make a profit when you're a private prison is you get more prisoners, and that means you have an incentive to incarcerate people. And those two things combined have been deadly, and they're destroying our country. And that's the mini version of that, touching the iceberg on that topic.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah, you get the same or aligned companies who have stocks in private prison firms. What do you call it? When you try and influence politicians, I've totally forgotten the word off the top of my head.
Bribery?
No, well, it is technically bribery, but
Okay.
it's called something more legitimate than that.
Campaign contributions?
No, I don't
Okay.
know. Anyway,
Like
they try and get politicians to pass laws that incarcerate more people, like 3 strikes and you're out laws and things like that.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lobby.
Yeah, this is actually an interesting take and very good, because I like the fact that you've got companies who are doing things, saying the right things, but this person points out every company releasing a Black Lives Matter statement should include data on the number of black people on staff and management, the company's racial wage gap, and what they're doing to fix it.
Yep. Yeah. Because if you are taking money out of the black community to put it into white pockets, then you're bullshit. You're bullshit. Yeah. If you weren't actually building up the community you say you support, then you're bullshit.
And then this was just a silly one to end with, but a funny one. Whose streets? Our street. Fucking Sesame Street came out and did a thing. And then there was literally a black guy protesting, and they had to come up with creative ways to hide their faces. Got a big fuck off Elmo head on.
That I approve.
Like, yes. That's amazing. And with the fire in the background, I mean, what an image. That's like 2020 on drugs or some shit. Amazing stuff. Anyway, so that's
wow.
Those
your stuff is okay. Well, if you want to stop sharing, I guess your stuff is so.
My stuff is what? Sorry.
So tame compared to mine.
Oh.
So
Kristi with an elbow from the top rope. Oh.
Yeah, I'm coming at you. I'm looking at that crown. I'm gonna have to resize it in about 15 minutes. Anyway. So. Are we ready for the hellish landscape that is my Twitter feed? Or did you want to... Oh, I have to screen share with you. Otherwise, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay, let me do that. Where's Zoom? I see... Oh, there's Zoom. All right, sorry, it was on the wrong window because, fucking complicated. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot tonight. Again, this is sort of a slight...
Yeah, stop fucking swearing, Kristi.
Insight into...
Ridiculous.
The state of my psyche, because I'm just generally... more frustrated than normal. Okay. And then I swear more when I'm frustrated. So I think we're all set to go. Yes. If you can't hear any audio, did you just hear a little beep of audio?
Yeah, I got it then.
Cool. Then it's working. Yeah, people were in the chat were like, what was this black voices for Trump? I'm sure it's AstroTurf.
Lobbying. Lobbying was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I said lobbying, but I think you just didn't hear me because I speak very softly. But yeah, I did squeak lobbying in there, but why is my voice?
You squeaked lobbying in there.
Sorry to cough, everyone. All right, so look at who's trying to show allyship with Black Lives Matter.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, you could say a little bit that they were dragged. So I noticed it from Sleeping Giants, but then the entire feed is just we have people doing what the fuck and pictures of Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, exactly.
You might want to sit this one out.
You could have stood by him.
Yep.
But you didn't.
Yep.
You started this whole bullshit.
Yep.
Fuck you. Well, I don't want to say there's the Colin Kaepernick thing, the racial hatred in America.
Yep. Yeah.
The 49ers did not start at all.
Yeah. So, fuck off into the corner.
Because racism has existed even before 1849 was a thing. So.
Yep. All right. So, this is what Sunrise Australia got to when they woke up. I don't know what day this was in the last couple of days. But they're watching their own journalists there in DC reporting live. So let's see what impression we're giving the global community. Have you seen this clip yet?
I have not.
Yeah. Okay. Buckle up. Fucking buckle up. Because you're not going to believe this. Okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
You're outside the White House where Donald Trump is about to speak. It's getting a bit tense.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We've just had to run about a block as police moved in. We've been fired at with rubber bullets. My cameraman has been hit. We've also seen tear gas being used. Here we go. They're moving through again. This is exactly what it looks like. Exactly what it looks like. We're just staying safely.
Oh.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh.
Amelia, can you hear us?
Amelia, are you okay?
Believe that shit?
Wow.
Just decked them. Fuck.
Yeah.
They were yelling they were media. We're media. We're media. Decked them. Didn't care.
Where's the free speech warriors at? Are you up, guys?
It's not.
Or are you too busy worrying about your monetization on YouTube?
They don't care about the free speech of the press, just the white supremacists, Kev.
Yeah. Absolutely. But this is the thing, right? And I put this tweet out, and I meant to bookmark it, but I forgot. And it's specifically in reference to Venezuela in the actual tweet, but it works for anything, right? Imagine a foreign country where there are huge protests throughout the nation. Major cities are on fire. The police are in no real control of the streets. The corrupt, violent, racist president has called for the army to be used against its own citizens, is attacking the free press and journalists. How much do you think John Bolton would be frothing at the crotch for regime change?
Yep. Oh, wait.
The American media would be calling for an immediate removal of that person from power and a completely new government. Just saying.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of people calling for a change of government, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but the very people who like to do liberation of other nations.
Oh, no, they won't apply those, standards of democratic principles to Donald Trump.
Interestingly, a point worth making, it was always said that the one nation safe from America was America because they couldn't be invaded. It seems the states are going to be invaded.
Oh, yeah, well, it's, no, America is safe if you're a white, conservative, evangelical Christian.
Yeah.
That's like primo.
No, but we already know the white man is the most put upon person in the history of mankind. Gad Sad said it. So it must be true.
All right. Moving on to the next video. This is, by the way, comedic. It is not serious. Nobody was hurt.
No, it is serious. It is.
Nobody was hurt in the making of this TikTok. All right.
So everyone was hurt in the making of this TikTok.
All right. So, yeah, that seems loud enough. Okay, go.
Someone from my town really got punched in the face for saying all lives matter because someone said Black Lives Matter. Like, she just said all lives matter. And I'll do it again!
So, yeah, again, that is not serious.
She was really...
Yeah,
she was really good because I bought it. During the thing, I was like, oh, this is typical Becky bullshit here. And I was like, oh my God, did not see the switcheroo coming.
Yes. And if you go down in the thread a little bit, the person who initially tweeted it out said, so apparently the TikTok is fake, but she isn't doing it for clout. She's actually using her platform of 26,000 followers to speak on the matter. And they've got some, cops not doing anything when white protesters are protecting quarantine were spitting, yelling, and waving guns in cops' faces. So, yeah, she's got, like, heart behind her.
Yeah, that's what I don't actually with the Blackout Tuesday thing they're doing today.
Who organized that? I woke up and it was a thing.
Yeah, I don't know who organised it, but it's kind of dumb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't actually putting a message out there or look an important image or something out there be more important than? I mean, that kind of is virtue signaling, just putting a black square on your Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's performative nonsense.
Quite.
Like, put a fucking message out there.
Yeah, like how much you donated to a cause, to getting people making bail. How about that? Do a receipt of your bail donation. Why not do that on Blackout Tuesday?
And put the link out for people, for your followers. Like, if you wanted to, if you've got a couple of spare dollars, people in fucking jail.
Yeah. There used to be, you guys called them badges, we called them pins or whatever. And there was a pin that says wearing pins is not enough. Like, just because you put a pro-choice or a feminist or whatever LGBTQIAI flag on your bag, so fucking what? Like,
well, that's what annoys me around, because obviously Pride Month just started as well. And you get corporate entities doing it, but it really annoyed me that the Tory party were literally in the midst of trying to fuck over trans people as we speak here in the UK, in order to satiate the culture war fucking bullshit of the far right. But they changed their Twitter banner. They've got their logos like this kind of squiggly tree thing, and they changed it from the green and brown into the pride colours. And I think, you cheeky cunts, how fucking dare you? As you literally sit there trying to strip rights away from people, having impoverished, marginalised groups are often fucked over most when you cut the government spending and stuff, and reduce unemployment and the social safety net. You've impoverished disabled people and LGBTQ people, and you're literally trying to strip their rights away, and yet you virtue signal with the pride flag. Get fucked.
Pretty much. Yep.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Words are nothing. It only matters what you do.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, so cops won't shoot you if you're being peaceful.
100 cops are just staring at them. Oh, they're moving forward. Oh, they moving forward. I'm going back inside. They're not moving. They're not moving. Oh, they got shot. They got shot. This is an update.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Police be tripping now.
Yeah, they're clearly a danger to society, standing in the street.
Yeah.
Just doing nothing.
I mean, the justification is it's past curfew. They're going to shoot you if you're just standing there because it's inconvenient for them. So they're just going to fire blunted force bullets. Is that what them? They're not rubber bullets. They're blunt. So I've got something I thought I had something on there about their proper name. They're fucking huge. You seen?
Yeah,
some
they
of
are massive. Like when you think of a bullet, you think of like a thing that's like, I don't know, an inch long or something. These things are massive. They're like a fucking bazooka dildo or something.
Yeah, I mean, if I've heard for years that Palestinians were being hit by rubber bullets, and I literally thought they were like bullet-sized things that were rubber because you know what? That's what it fucking sounds like they are. But if I had known what they were using to hit fucking kids, if Americans actually understood that and had a media that was competent enough to explain that to us, imagine what our position on Palestinian occupation by Israel would be right now.
Yeah, and they've been doing that for years. Yeah, and you wonder, like, when you hear someone, they had a thing fired at them and they were hospitalised, you think it's a rubber bullet. It's rubber. That's not going to hurt you, is it? Like, it might sting a bit, but you leave a bruise. No, these things are fucking enormous and could crack your skull.
I was more on maybe around a little bit harder than a paintball. That was my dumbass perception of that.
I didn't think it could hospitalize someone, but it does. It can kill you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get on with the cavalcade. So you see how your timeline was so...
Well, I can't... The thing is, because I can't do video.
Oh, you can't do video. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, there's only so much you can do with still images and words.
Sure,
really.
Fair enough. So this dude, at least, Mark, is resigning from Facebook over misinformation. Quote, Mark always told us, whoever they're quoting here, that's not Mark, I think they're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. Quote, Mark always told us he would draw the line at speech that calls for violence. He showed us on Friday that this was a lie.
Yeah. It's almost like...
Apologies.
Again, the way in which companies make money by perpetuating white supremacy. Donald Trump spends, and his associated PACs spend millions with Facebook on advertising and false information and bullshit like that. Mm-hmm. So Facebook is just going to let him get away with whatever. It's been known for a long time, carte blanche, to do whatever the fuck they like to him. That he can do whatever the fuck he likes on Facebook.
All right, so
it's a little known thing, but Mark Zuckerberg was one of the first people to call him to congratulate him on his victory in 2016.
Other than the fact that we have our group, where there's no advertising from profit making in our group and DMing, I don't use Facebook. It's just...
Well, I'm beginning to think that maybe Facebook needs to die.
Yeah.
Maybe we should move from Facebook.
Yeah, but what are we going to move to? Discord? I mean, that's the problem. It's, I don't want to have to, it's an admin conversation. Well, but if we could find it, you don't have Twitter groups. I don't know that I have Insta groups.
Frying pan into the cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, so the problem is we need a replacement structure. But anyway, okay, let's not have that conversation because I'm way too tired to think about Mark Zuckerberg. Here's a little distraction. By the way, there's some things that I can't tweet out because, I already tweet out too much considering that my colleagues follow me. But there are some things I can't tweet out.
I was disgusted last time. You couldn't tweet out #Cumgate.
Yes, I wrote Kevin, I'm like, I can't advertise our show. I have colleagues who follow my Twitter. So
you just go in there and you say, yeah, I like cum and what?
Yeah. All right, I want you to read this, Kevin, but I want you to kind of close your eyes for a second so I can pull up the tweet, and then you can go ahead and read it out because I want to hear your reaction. All right, go ahead and open your eyes.
Watching Trump hold a Bible is watching a nun hold a dick. I don't even know where to begin. What? Okay. He does hold it weird.
All right. There's not many
Not
things.
that, but again, the ultimate virtue signaling, because he's not really a Christian.
Oh my God, no.
He doesn't give a shit. But he'll hold up a book and pretend to be.
What other Christian that you know of holds up the Bible like he's won a plaque?
Yeah.
Like, no Christian, they would have it very demurely, at their side. They'd clasp it. They'd be very reverent with it. They're holding the book of God. They're not advertising Trump steaks.
Yeah. Advertising Trump. Yeah, he was advertising. He was advertising Trumpianity.
Yeah. If it had the Trump Bible on it, I think he would have... Oh, did you hear what question he got thrown by a reporter?
Mr. President, why are your shoes on the wrong feet?
They cut that one out. No, it was, Mr. President, is that your Bible?
Of course it's fucking nuts.
Do you want to know what he answered? I will quote you verbatim. I fuck you not. Or
I own all of the Bibles in the world. You wouldn't believe how many Bibles I own.
So the reporter goes, Mr. President, is that your Bible? Beat. It's a Bible.
God.
This is what I live with. This is what I wake up to.
Fucking hell. He's a parody. He's a parody. He has to be like a performance art piece, doesn't he?
Well, we tried that and it didn't take him seriously, and he turned out to be a dangerous fascist, but...
Yeah, but it's just amazing. It's a Bible. Yep. Like, does he think he's talking to 6-year-olds?
Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it? Can we actually say that? Should we get up the video?
No.
All right.
I believe you.
Okay, but if white...
But that's not something like... When you said it, I didn't question whether it was true. That's absolutely what Trump would say. Yeah.
Right. If white privilege was a photo.
Oh, for God's sake.
They tased these kids.
Riots.
6 officers were arrested over this. I read somewhere. I don't know if I've got it in here. I've got so many things. Oh my God. Maybe I've got it lower down. They fucking opened the door and tased people for being out after curfew.
They tased people in a car.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like I said, my timeline is just gore. It's just awfulness. We will probably get to that because I've got a lot of videos. All right, Robert Reich, your reminder that tear gas is a chemical weapon banned in war.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the American government don't give a fuck about its citizens at all. This next image.
This is America. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a child. That is a fat, pathetic human being pointing whatever the fuck weapon that is at a child.
Why is nobody stopping him? Why is nobody reacting to say, don't point a gun at a fucking kid, you idiot?
They're all fascist garbage as well.
Okay, yeah. Should we be witnesses? I feel like a lot of what I'm doing is, because I can't be there in person, is I don't have to. I choose to be a witness to all of these experiences because otherwise I don't fucking learn. I don't get better unless I listen to Black people and I absorb what they're going through and hear them talk about it and take that shit on and not fucking lecture them, but listen. So let's...
Well, on that note, so I saw... Do you remember... Oh, God. This seems trivial by comparison, but I think it's a worthwhile point on the list. Do you remember we covered Vosh's whole black nationalism is just like white nationalism?
Oh,
thing?
Yeah.
Well, the woman he was attacking in that thing was came out on Twitter and was like, "Yeah, I wonder why Vosh has gone very quiet on his racial analysis." And it's true. Doesn't look quite so great anymore, does it?
Yeah. Yeah, where is he? I mean, hopefully he's, watching as many videos as I have and listen to people as I have, and is taking stuff on board and understanding that.
No, he wants to pass himself off as, I'm the greatest friend of the blacks ever.
And he's also the best feminist because he can police your feminism through his Marxism critique.
Shut up, femoid.
Yes. All right.
By the way, that's a reference to the fact that he calls women femoids.
Mm-hmm.
Or femoids.
Because he's such a respecter of the WOMs.
He is the WOMs respecter.
He's the WOMs whisperer. He knows how to feminism.
I've whispered it once before.
All right. So, should we get back serious mode here? Or whatever?
I'm about to fart.
Okay.
That's me with the WOMs.
Oh, that's you whispering at the WOMs. And,
Yeah.
and are you married right now?
Thankfully not. People are horrible. I like cats. Not like that.
All right, I'm just going to stay focused. We're going to hit play.
Is that actually... No, that's a parody of Robert De Niro. Sorry,
Yes,
I was about to say,
parody
Robert De Niro's going this badass. But it's a parody, okay.
But still a good video. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. From the bottom of my 24-year-old heart, thank you. I'm 24, and this is my second protest. This is the second time I ever experienced anything like this in my life. I can only imagine what my grandmothers, what my grandfathers, what my ancestors have been through. And we'd like to thank you for your allyship. We'd like to thank you for your time. We'd like to thank you for standing up for what is right against the institution that was designed to kill and to catch black people.
Truth.
Thank you for your support. All power to the people. All power to the people. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Sir, are you with media?
Black, yes, I'm with media. I'm with media. I'm with media. Ma'am, I'm fine. Ma'am, I'm black. I'm with media. I'm fine. Ma'am, I'm black. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm giving moral support. I'm not over there. I'm not inciting violence. I'm simply giving moral support to people who are in fear. Please leave me alone, ma'am. You don't understand what it means to be black in this country. So I ask that you respect my space. I ask that you respect my vocals. I just ask that you just that. I understand. And I'm fine. I'm fine, man.
This is the media area.
I'm part of the media.
That's why I asked you.
I'm part of the media, absolutely.
But you see how everyone else has their credentials out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm part of the media.
Okay.
I'm black, ma'am. Let me just speak to my people. That's it. I'm not inciting no violence, please.
So there's a curfew order. There's a curfew order.
I understand.
I need you to
I'm
step
black.
over here.
I'm black every
You want
day.
to got to guess where this goes? Of course they arrested.
Media, do y'all see this?
The person out there.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Officer Karen.
Oh, yeah. Quite. So there you go. Arrested. Doing nothing. Just being a citizen outside. We kind of already saw this because this was the same group.
Yeah, that was them. Yeah, they're clearing the path for his weird photo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
With the Bible. Or as I'm liking to think about it now, the nun-dick.
Can I also add some context to this? So the curfew was meant to start at 7 o'clock, and people were in the park at like 5:45, 6 o'clock, so they were not violating curfew at all. They were still legally allowed to be where they were in Lafayette Square. I think that's what the location was. The Secret Service and the police just at like 6:30 criminalized the area without telling anybody, and that's what all this bullshit was. Like, they literally just attacked people who were legally able to be out in the streets because Donald Trump wanted to clear the area so he could do that Photoshop. A photo op, sorry.
Yeah.
How Hitler seized power, create a crisis, demonize opponents, declare a state of emergency, undermine elections, make the rule of law irrelevant, rule by decree.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. And actually, I had this discussion with them. Sofane and a couple of other people. We got into a bit of a discussion earlier because I just wanted to pipe up because he was Sofane was on the face of it inciting riots, and I just said like that's probably not a great idea legally. Just heads up. and we got into a discussion anyway, and someone made the point about he didn't think that fascism would come to America so quickly. I said it hasn't come quickly.
It's been here the whole time.
Been created for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Although if you go back to, I mean, even in modern times, you've got like the Southern strategy, decades of propaganda from Fox News, enhanced interrogation, the torture at Guantanamo Bay, the torture at Abu Ghraib, the Patriot Act, where it's fine for the government to just completely snoop on all of its citizens. Fascism hasn't come to America quickly at all. The warning signs have been there for ages.
You just called us ridiculous when we were pointing it out to you 4 years ago. Not Sophane in particular, but people who are like, how did this happen? Like, fucking listen to me 3 years ago. I was telling you this is happening. This is part of the long-term GOP strategy. This is why they're stacking judges as fast as they can, because they know they're getting their asses booted out in November, and they want to make a white supremacist impression that will last for a generation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It reminds me of the song, if white America told the truth for one day, its world would fall apart, which is so unbelievably true and was released in 1994.
On my Sunday.
The obliviousness of much of white America. And to be fair, the last few days have opened a lot of white eyes in America, and that's good. But the obliviousness of white America to the nation they live in is remarkable. They live in a 1950s middle-class suburban fantasy land. They are literally asleep in the American dream.
I did a 2-hour show on confronting my own white ignorance and how I was basically passively allowing racism to continue by saying, oh, I'm not personally racist. So when these racial issue things, it's a place of black people to be out in front, not realizing, no, that's where I need to be. And how I compared my realization of the systemic nature of white supremacy in American history and government and society and justice and economics. It had the same effect on my perception of reality as when I cross a line into thinking maybe all this stuff is in my head. Like, it was that much of a sea shift. It was a complete shift of how I perceived everything, and it opened up like an entire new understanding of facts that I've been presented but whitewashed, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, one opportunity you missed there. The phrase "white ignorance" can be shortened to "wignorance."
Mm-hmm.
Just for future.
I like that
reference. That's fun.
All right. So, the bishop of the church who oversees the church that Trump decided to do his photo op at said she was outraged that neither she nor the rector was asked or told, quote, that they would be clearing with tear gas so they could use one of our churches as a prop. So,
what a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, Donald Trump gives 2 fucks what anyone else thinks.
Those are the American Anglicans, basically, the Episcopals.
Yeah. Which I thought was what you called someone who eats fish, but never mind.
Is that what the Episcopal thing is linked to? The fish thing? I don't really know much about Episcopals.
Well, no, pisk, so it's like pisky.
Oh, I see.
Never mind.
Okay. There's a whole thread about this white guy like kind of waking up, so but that's way too long. But it was kind of interesting and not cringy, actually sort of self-reflective. Oh my god, yeah. Sorry, I've got so much shit on my timeline. All right. Damn it, Twitter, and you're losing my place. Now I gotta scroll down and make everybody dizzy. That's too far. I don't remember seeing that violence yet. Oh, that's other violence. More violence.
That's why I scrolled down and then work my way up. So going in the right chronological order as well.
I don't even know how far back I'd have to go. All right. So this guy tweeted out, I came home, threw off my riot gear in the middle of my living room. After the last night, I'd be ordered to kill a democracy. I resigned this morning. I'm too stunned and ashamed to touch it. I just witnessed another murder on TV. The murder of democracy.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of happening, I mean, it's not by any means a done deal, but they're trying.
So I like this.
Oh, God.
All right, here's a little mental vacation. So we talked about Chris Evans, not the other Chris Evans, but the Twitter Chris Evans on the last show. And Arya, because he was going, Arya. And he, hungry?
Yeah.
Right. So, update on Arya. The vet gave me some drops to put in Arya's nose every day, and she is not taking it well. Only thing that worked was wrapping her entirely in a towel with only her head exposed and cradling her like a baby. So that's that. But then the thread.
Do you know what they call that maneuver?
No.
The burrito. That's a thing.
All right. Now she's staring off in the distance like she's lost a friend. Cold shoulder.
Yeah, that is not friendly.
I trusted you, and you betrayed me and put.
Rory does that for about an hour after we get back from the vet. It's like, you betrayed me. I put my trust in you. I allowed you to live. I could have killed you so many times.
More. Okay, double tweet. Skip that. Denver police seized these guns and tactical gear from 2 men who showed up to the protest on Friday. One of them, Chevy McGee, tells me he didn't break any laws. McGee is part of the Boogaloo movement. Do you want to explain what the Boogaloo movement? He showed up with fucking this, and you're telling me Antifa is the problem? Fuck you.
Yeah, the Boogaloo movement is a reference to the right wing, the far right, the fascists, white supremacists, who want to incite a race war.
Yeah, it was inspired by some kind of reference to Electric Boogaloo.
Was it? I don't know.
And then they shortened it to Boogaloo. And then for some reason, they decided to wear Hawaiian print T-shirts as the way to signal to each other that they're part of the Clanclave or the Concave or whatever they call
that's
it.
probably just one of those things where it's distinctive and no one really wears them anymore, so it makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, but think about Hawaii. Like, the native people of Hawaii aren't white.
No, but like, I don't think they give 2 fucks about that. I'm not defending them at all. I'm just trying to get into the mindset for a second. It's just that it's a distinctive shirt, which isn't like it's not like if you want to walk around with a Nazi patch on, well, that's obvious. Whereas if you wear a Hawaiian shirt, that could be perfectly innocent, right? So, and it's distinctive, and so it makes sense from if you don't necessarily know who's who, to signify to one another. For instance, the undercover cops, it was shown that they were wearing white armbands going into crowds. And people noticed. Well, there's just a weird group of people who were like wearing random white armbands for no reason. Mm-hmm. And they were undercover cops, of course.
Should we look through this?
But look at that. That's 2 men. There were 3 fucking machine guns there.
So 2 gas masks. I take that this is a bulletproof vest, I'm assuming.
Looks it, yeah.
This also looks like some flacked out vest. Then we've got, I think this is probably a gun. I don't know what this is. Then we've got a tool belt with a knife. This is a clip, right? 1, 2, 3 weapons that are way too fucking big for anyone to be walking around an American street with.
Well, like I said, there are 2 of them.
Yep.
So I kind of want to. I want to see the behind the scenes of like, Dave, why have you brought 2? I've only got 1.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make me look silly now. I've only got 1 massive gun that hides my tiny cock.
But Bill Barr only talks about white leftists, white Antifa, because they don't know the difference between anarchists and Antifa.
The day they make the KKK and the Proud Boys terrorist organizations are the day I can begin to take them seriously. Fuck them. Mm-hmm. Also, good luck finding the leaders of Antifa, you stupid cunts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so fucking stupid. I mean, everyone's pointing it out to him, but nobody... Oh, it's just propaganda.
Apart from George Soros, obviously. Praise be upon him.
Well, the whole thing is that you're going to be able to label any white person as Antifa the same way that the Nixon people would use dirty hippie on white allies in the 60s and 70s and stuff. 60s mostly.
Well, yeah, it's very convenient. You always need an other. Mm-hmm. America's always needed an other. It was communists at one point, of course. Terrorists is like a new thing, or it's evolved from just the Muslims to everyone can be a terrorist now. Yay!
Okay, moving on. A Twitter account claiming to be a national Antifa organization that was pushing violence was actually being run by a white nationalist group, per a Twitter spokesperson. But
there are a lot of agent provocateurs around, definitely.
Yeah, Bill Barr doesn't mention these people. Or the fact that the Minnesota governor said that they were watching white supremacist traffic about coming into Minnesota. No, you don't mention this. No. Yeah. So I know that I have a pretty nuanced take on the idea of how to reform the police, but yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, but this is a really good point, and I think it's this could be unpacked as well. But I think we're just going to do this presentation and then move on. Your individual positive experience with cops do not outweigh the fact that the entire criminal justice system was built on institutionalized racism.
Well, that was the bit I sort of tried to explain to you in the last show, although I did a piss poor job of it, of course.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that.
No, absolutely. No, I'm just saying, like you were saying, like not all cops are bastards or whatever, which is true. Not all of them are, but that doesn't change the fact that. Yeah, no.
Right, but you know what does change the institutionalized racism of the criminal justice system? Putting in anti-racism people to work in it. That's kind of my point. Is you know, if you say all cops are bad and anybody in the police is just awful, and you drive out all people of color and allies, shame them out of the police, all you're left with is a bunch of fucking white supremacist fascist cops. So I don't think that improves the situation in ending police brutality. I would trust black people more to police in communities anywhere, not just black communities, anywhere, because they're going to have a perspective on stuff that we need to reflect in terms of the community that they're working in. Now, that's, like I said, I don't want to kind of get into it, but yeah, we're both in agreement on institutionalized racism in the criminal justice system. Absolutely. I mean, we already talked about that, so stipulated, as an attorney would say. Oh, this is awful. I mean, no one is hurt and there's no blood and gore, but this is a disturbing scene of police brutality. So please, content warning. These people were protesting on the streets, and the cops. You can just watch what they're doing. They drove them onto this area where it basically is a hill that goes up to like an area that's fenced off to another road, right? And so they're trapped. They can't actually get through the fencing, and the police are behind them, and they've got smoke, and they've got tear gas canisters that they're throwing. Do you hear I can't breathe?
Yeah, I mean, that's appalling. I don't know how to, like, you run out of words for it, really. It's just fucking evil.
Yeah, this is what I've been stewing in for the last 36 hours. Yeah, but I think it's
like
important.
I said,
yeah. Go ahead.
Golf buggy, wine, Pringles tube.
Start on that YOLO list. Stop tearing up so that my nose runs, and then like I end up there anyway, all sniffly. All right. If you oh yeah, this was kind of a weird. I wanted you to try to Stephen Crowder whisper me this. If you violently attack a nonviolent citizen, you forfeit your right to live. Period. So
I mean, there are very few policemen who deserve to live then.
Yeah, but someone was saying that he's been against police brutality before. I don't know that, but it just seems to me like he has no respect for the rule of law.
No.
Like, where's the due process?
No, it's not. And also, that's an interesting take from a pro-life person.
Oh, it's always it's pro-life till you're out of the womb, and then they can decide if you're worthy of staying alive. Okay, so yes.
Then it's fuck it, go back to work. Who cares if old people die? They're going to get the Rona.
Yeah. All right, so from some more news, probably hard to find a bit better visual metaphor for the state suppressing free speech than a police shooting a journalist in the throat. So this is Aldova.
That is almost poetically horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the wounds left by these rubber bullets that are actually blunt force not grenades, but weapons, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, so right, Trump just did something short of fascism, a law and order speech. Yeah. This is basically just the cops being awful again, so
that is gathered at Lafayette Park. Clearly, they don't want these protesters to be there, even though they were peaceful. They were just screaming a little bit, but they were not endangering anyone. And all of a sudden, tear gas, and these protesters now, they're going to presumably run away and try to regroup elsewhere. But
God, Wolf Blitzer is shit. Why is he still on the air?
Because of the beard. We discussed this.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah. There's not gloss over the fact that Donald Trump essentially declared war on the American people last night.
Yeah. He basically
I don't know
said,
if you got that bookmark, but that's a thing.
I mean, it's just, so much. Yeah, if the governor, he can't do it, but he's saying if the governors don't basically militarize their enforcement, he's going to send in the military.
Say he can't do it. In theory, he can't do it legally. Whether he could actually do it,
whether he'll try it, and whether his cabinet will be complicit with him.
I'd be surprised if they. I mean, would the army actually do it?
Yeah.
Now we shouldn't get to the stage where that should be the deciding factor, but ultimately
it might be. It might be.
Yeah.
I think my sound might be a little soft relative to yours, just because I'm speaking in super soft tones tonight, or maybe I'm not speaking.
And I've got a big manly voice.
You do have a big manly. All right, try to even that out. All right, can I just say this is nothing to do with the protests or like anything else. I'm gonna, like, everybody who's watching this or listening to it, I want you to look at the screen now, because I want to show you like how to properly record something if you're in a street protest situation. Ideally, of course, you want to shoot from a place where ideally you don't want to get protesters' faces in the shot, because otherwise you have to go back and blur them out afterwards. But this is a great example of how you do a wide shot. Just turn your phone on its side. I don't think this is on a phone, but still, it makes my point. Turn your phone on its side so that you got a long shot, and then also focus on keeping the camera steady and don't move it too fast. So we're just going to watch this 15-second handheld pan and notice the smoothness of the movement. This is a professional camera operator. That is it. Later on, you can zoom in on individual cops if you want to, but that is how you do it, because you're going to get the best shot.
Was that handheld? Because that was like it was one of those drone things.
No. You can kind of see. So I've done a lot of these. I've tried to do these shots, and I can't do them as well.
I'm not denying it. It looked really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see there's a little bit of a wobble there, but yeah, it's pretty. I mean, they might have some sort of like what I do is I take a selfie stick, and I don't hold it with my hand. I put it to my stomach, and I use my body as kind of a brace and hold the camera in place. So maybe they're doing something like that so you don't get the handshake the whole time. You don't have to put the stabilization on and lose some of the edges of it. All right, yeah, Bill Barr is Mega loves the black people. Okay, Ice-T, this motherfucker.
Yeah, Lord. Well, I mean, unless he's literally saying that TV show was good.
No, I don't think so.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it was.
It was, but yeah, I think.
I don't think that's the reference he's making.
No.
Mainly because he was probably watching Fox News. So,
Yashar Ali, cell phone cameras offered more protection to Black Americans than any law enforcement agency, court, prosecutor, elected official, or news organization.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. As someone pointed out, it doesn't even matter if you don't resist arrest.
No.
Like nothing you can do unless it's caught on camera, and even then, there's a chance they'll get away. Like, it's just.
Spurgleberries.
I mean, you become numb to description at this point. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Mm-hmm. It's just the same horrific thing, but with new victims that re-trauma. Like, it kind of like your emotions are re-traumatized, but you don't have any more words to explain the layers of what people are enduring.
What I can say, and we discussed this off air, didn't we, Chris, about some spiciness that needed to be worded gently. So I might as well drop it in here. You know, Trump was in his bunker under the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Well, firstly, did you know? You know, they've turned the lights out on the outside of the White House.
Yeah, I saw that. Fucking coward.
Yeah. Do you know this? I mean, I'm not expecting Trump to know about this because he doesn't know the basics of his constitutional role, let alone the minutiae of protocol. But the protocol is that only takes place when the president has died.
Oh my God.
Which got my hopes up for a second. I thought, you never know, do you? So that, unfortunately, though, he just doesn't know the fuck he's doing. But it is just protocol. That's not like a law or anything.
Yeah.
But he was in his bunker, and I thought to myself, I wonder if there's another fascist leader in history that went into a bunker.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if Trump maybe will end up doing the same thing that leader did. And I think that's vaguely enough worded that's not against the terms of service.
No, I think that's okay.
That's fine, yeah.
All right, we ready to move on? Yeah, next one?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kristi, we go at the pace you set.
All right, so this is from Professor Fleming. So she looks awesome. Ooh, how to be less stupid about race. Just get cut right to the chase.
Yeah, that is a book title which tells you what's going on.
Yep. So she writes, the real tea is that even white people are not free in this country. If you can't stand up against oppression without being beaten or massacred by state violence, then you're not free. If the price of your ticket is endorsing or enabling white supremacy, then you're not free. And that's precisely the kind of bullshit, like the white guilt of, oh, well, it's not so bad, or that was a long time ago, or why are we still talking about slavery? Things are so much better since the 1960s, kind of bullshit that white people use to justify not changing things to be better.
And it's not even true, because Kent State happened. Like, white people protesting.
Yeah, but those were dirty liberal hippies on a campus, probably smoking weed and having sex, Kevin.
Yeah, that sounded awesome.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Remember when you could do that? Go outside and smoke weed and.
But yeah, I can remember when I used to be able to get an erection.
Yeah. Just by the way, thanks to people around the world who are showing solidarity, because obviously American white people aren't doing enough to stop the slaughter, the state-sponsored murder of our own citizens. We need other people in the world to say, fix your shit, sort your shit out. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, although interestingly, the racism abounds around the world. Because you were about to show a thing from Dublin and Ireland.
Yep. I don't think you need the sound on, so I can just run it while you talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go for it. A thing that cropped up was that the Irish police force have investigated, because public gatherings are against, because they've still got coronavirus lockdown provisions and stuff in Ireland at the minute, for understandable reasons. Again, they care about their citizens to a degree. But the police are now investigating the BLM group for their gathering in Dublin over the weekend. Over the last couple of days. Even though they've allowed a far-right group to hold dozens of such gatherings during the lockdown without any investigation. Draw from that what you will.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a different point here. I'm not going to defend any of that bullshit, because that just actually kind of illustrates the point that I wanted to make, which is, okay, yeah, there are a lot of people I saw in the Netherlands, there have been a couple of, Berlin had a protest, had a gathering. Also, this kind of stuff. You have different groups of people around various democracies sort of saying they support Black Lives Matter and they support the protesters and also the ending of state-sponsored violence. That's great. And I'm sure people are thankful for your international support, but it also shines a spotlight on how you are doing in your country. And that really reminded me of how Tim Wise started on the path of becoming an anti-racism activist. And he'd grown up around Black people and actually was in a majority Black neighborhood. And so he saw his friends get discriminated against. He saw how the system treated his friends differently because of the color of their skin. So he was like all right on board, kind of like on that stuff. And when he got to college, he got involved in the End Apartheid in South Africa movement. And then it was kind of like, you're working on ending apartheid in South Africa. What are you doing to end apartheid in America? And, so when you start rightly doing a moral judgment on another country's treatment of minority communities, yeah, you're right, as white people, whatever your backgrounds, but especially white people. But now, take that self-righteousness and just kind of turn it in and use this time, because Germany's, we all know every country has a problem with racism, and it's easy to be external, but I'm hoping that if people are going to be stepping up like this, they're not just going to go to the protests and then just let them go on with their lives, because that's exactly what white people do, that keep us getting us back to the same fucking situation where Black people are out protesting because they're getting murdered, and then people march for a while and more Black people get killed while protesting, and then somehow we all just forget it ever happened.
Well, exactly.
White people do.
Yeah, we discussed this in the last show about how the British press love reporting on racism in America.
Mm-hmm.
And the very same newspapers that will take glee in pointing that out also will publish stuff from Katie Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Bullshit.
you know, about how the dirty foreigner, what's her name? Princess, the one that was on the telly. I've forgotten her name.
Princess on the telly.
She was on the TV. What was her name? She was in Skin. No, what show was she in? Oh,
there was a princess in a show.
She got married to the ginger one. What's
you
his
mean
fucking
Meghan
name?
Markle? Meghan Markle. Okay.
Meghan Markle.
Okay, sorry.
She was on TV, wasn't she?
I didn't like. Okay, yeah. I mean, she's a duchess, not a princess. So I thought it was like, is he talking about Diana? Is he talking about?
Is she a duchess? Oh well, there you go.
Isn't she a duchess?
I don't fucking care.
I mean, she had to be.
Are they anything anymore? Haven't they stepped down or something now? Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. They're like
the same press that could call America racist, and rightly so because it is. Will also then go on about how this person has muddied the royal bloodlines and stuff. Although they try and be a bit more coded than that, but not much more coded.
Mm-hmm. And then you have a black woman on television, two white people going, "But is the race is it really racist? Is the press racist to her?" And she's like, "Look at these pictures. This is how they presented a white woman. This is how and I was like, "Oh, but we're so nice." I'm so fed up with fucking white people.
She was in Suits. There we go.
Suits. Oh, okay. Yes.
I never watched that show.
Okay, yep. So basically, if you want to, this is what frustrates me because
They've got park police.
Yep, U.S. Park.
Okay.
Sorry for everyone for okay, so like I said, I've been really weepy all day, and so I'm really clogged up, and my voice is really gruff and rough right now. Sorry about all of this. But yeah, if you want to be a white ally, this is how you can best be a white ally. Oh, and by the way, some people were apparently questioning this. I guess I can go up because this is a reply to somebody else. We'll watch this in a second. But I want to see protesters jump the gate. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we'll just watch the video. So he's exercising his rights. Whatever, they're coming at him. Oh, sorry. I think they were getting pushed back. They didn't want to get pushed back or whatever. But so he kind of came up forward, and then the police approached him. I guess I don't know if there's a better shot. Maybe there's a better shot. Yep, this is the better shot. Sorry. Let's go back and we'll watch this.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
You can also see in the back, it might be hard because the video is quite small, but there's a whole group of white people who are getting between the police and the black protesters.
Yeah.
So if you want to be an ally, proper out in the streets ally, use your whiteness as a shield for somebody else, not just you. They're completely ignoring the white girl. You notice this? Both of these two, if they're both supposed to not be in this area, they aren't detaining her first. They're going around her to get to the black boy or the young man. So yeah, that's how if you want to help protect black people in the protest, that's how you do it. Oh yeah, I'm the young boy here, and there's more of them threatening me to get back or else I'm going to get hurt. That was his tweet. Okay, moving on. Terrence Floyd understands why people are angry, but he's worried his brother's memory will be overshadowed by destructive protests. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the Trump call to the governors.
Yeah, going on about you've got to dominate.
Yeah.
What a fucking scumbag. He genuinely doesn't see citizens as citizens, does he?
No. They're, what is that one cartoon with the royalty and the advisor come in and says, Sir, the peasants are revolting. And the king...
Not that bad.
No, the king says, yeah, what's different from any other day? You know, like, oh, they're always revolting. That's, Karen shield deployed. Exactly. White people, activate your Karen shields. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so he's basically saying if you don't, you know, you should be harder, you should be out there smashing shit, you should be out there. Oh, also arrest these people. Bill Barr said they're going to activate their terrorist networks so that states can basically narc up the chain anyone who is involved with these protests so they could be charged with federal offenses. And yeah. And then Trump's like, we need to put him away in jail for 5 years or 10 years. You know what you can't do while you're in jail?
Vote.
Mm-hmm.
And in some states, when you get out, you can't do.
Yep. Some, especially, yeah, because it was basically a way to defranchise the black citizens. Because we live in a white supremacist country. What happened there? What? We went down pretty quick. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
I've heard you like to go down pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah, a little bit of artwork here.
Yeah. Is that a reference to the king from Robin Hood, from Disney's Robin Hood?
It could be. I don't remember that scene in particular, but it could be.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the cartoon, King John?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Alan Rickman one. Why with a spoon?
Oh, no, the Disney cartoon version.
Yeah. Well, Donald John Trump, King John. Yeah, because that actually looks like the tiger's type of crown too, didn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that subconscious reference, but yeah, I think you've got a...
I fucking love that film. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I do too.
A lot of good memories from when I was a kid.
Good songs as well.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Charlemagne the God had Rush Limbaugh on, and it did not go well for Charlemagne the God because he's not used. But anyway, I don't have time to go on that. Okay. Hannah Brooks Olson writes that white people think the civil rights movement was exclusively Rosa Parks sitting politely and MLK being peaceful is proof that our educational system is rooted in white supremacy. Black history is turned into a Disneyland version for white consumption and comfort.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people forget. And it's a point always worth bringing up when they're going about, no, you need to just be peaceful. Martin Luther King was pretty peaceful and they still killed him.
Alright, so, this is glorious. By the way, content warning for an ableist slur. That will come up as she's screaming. But apparently, white people, so just read what Javal wrote here. White people rolling up handing black men bricks to throw during the protests. Apparently, this black woman was there, and she had something to say about it. Are you excited?
I'm positively moist.
You should be. All right, so yes. So the history is this car of white people just handed bricks to black men and then started to drive off. I don't know if they had a red light, like they stopped at a red light or something.
Why? What? That's...
Yeah. Black women saw this shit. She grabbed one of the bricks and she's got words for the white people.
Bitch, don't give no group of black men no brick that don't do nothing, all right? Push the fuck up. Go home. Why would you give that to them? They gonna get in trouble. You stupid. You a retarded bitch. All of y'all. Why the fuck would you give that to them? That shit is wild disrespectful. I don't give a fuck about your friends. I'm talking about this white bitch giving a group of black men a brick to throw. You know that shit could get them killed. You know that. Just having that shit could get them killed. Y'all find yourself so sensitive. Go in the fucking house and kick everybody's ass. Go in the motherfucking house and let everybody's glasses off their face. Fuck y'all. That's some bullshit. What the fuck is that?
They're just sitting there waiting to give somebody a brick.
A black man to walk by so you can hand them a brick. You know.
So
yeah, there are some people who are just determined to do sort of vicarious homicide via cop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not allyship. That's obviously incitement. I mean,
yeah.
Dumbass white people. All right. Oh yeah, this is President Trump unloads on the nation's governors.
Anything coming up about the killing in was it Louisville?
I don't know that I caught that. I don't.
Okay.
if you want to break in and discuss it.
Yeah, no, I was sort of waiting to see whether it cropped up or not. There was another unarmed black man shot dead by police. He owned a food establishment of some variety and used to literally allow cops to eat for free.
Yeah. He ran a restaurant. I saw. Actually, I did see that. I don't know if it made the bookmarks, or maybe it's just farther down.
Yeah, he got killed. So another one.
Yeah.
I mean, just damn.
President Trump unloads on the nation's governor in a calls on all of them to step up enforcement. Quote, you have to dominate. If you don't dominate, you're wasting your time. They're going to run over you. You're going to look like a bunch of jerks. You have to dominate.
How dominant did he feel when he was in his bunker?
It's just like masculinity is so fragile.
It's very easy to talk shit, to talk smack about people when you're in a bunker, you fucking coward.
Yep.
Fuck you. You had your chance to go and dominate in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You decided you had bone spurs instead. You fuck.
Yep, there's me saying.
I'm not saying the Vietnam War was anything other than a fucking travesty. I'm just making it
right in terms of when he had a chance to step up versus when he has a chance to run and hide, he runs and hides. But he wants everyone else to go out and do it for him because he's a coward. Again, I understand people are not going to like Biden, but if you're basically spending more time tearing down the person who's going to stop a fascist from getting a second term, more than you're criticizing the fascist, you're actually helping the fascist. You're taking up airspace, basically running interference. All right, so you saw this. Go back, because I think you had some really, you were impressed here by the athleticism.
Yeah, this is amazing. I laughed so hard, I literally had nose more.
Yeah, so this doesn't have a negative ending. This is one where it's not a negative ending. Everyone look forward to finding out.
And just how shit the police are. I mean, how many of them are there here? And then, boom!
Did you see that form? Holy shit, he's leaving dust trails. So, wait, look at...
Abracadabra, that motherfucker's gone.
Yeah. I mean, check this out.
I love the reaction time as well. As soon as it's gone, boom!
Yeah.
Look at that. They're not even reacting.
Nope.
He's already gone.
Yeah. He definitely rolled a 20 on his initiative.
Dickheads. They haven't even taken a step and he's not in the frame.
Yeah. I mean, they're so weighed down by all their shit, and he's so light and nimble.
Yeah, exactly. I love the fact the one cop that does chase takes about 4 fucking steps.
It's like, fuck it.
This.
Yeah.
God.
Yep. Usain Bolt. I don't think it was Usain Bolt, but yeah, but like, he's he kind of like, he stumbles here, but he basically uses it an opportunity to turn it into a track move. Look at this, low, and he kind of,
that's a standing start. Yeah.
Yeah. And just uses that to get his pace going, and then he is fucking literally leaving. Watch this. He's leaving dust prints. Like, dust is getting kicked up.
Look at that. By the time the cop gets to the end of the police van, the motherfucker's doubled his distance.
Yeah. Yeah. From that point.
Jesus Christ.
1, 2, yeah. There he's like, fuck it. That's it. I'm not as far as I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not catching him, so.
He actually puts his hands up. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's well, you've got to. You've got to. It's like a touchdown dance. You've got to rub it in. You can't fucking catch me. You can't defend me, motherfuckers. Don't cover me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a winner.
You get a style on him.
Yeah, so this woman is looting.
It would have been really funny if he'd done the Naruto run as well. That would have been good. Never mind. Anyway.
Karen's looting. And she's got all kinds of clothes. Plastic bags she's stuffed full of her shit. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill Barr, get on this shit. Prosecute her for a federal crime. Track down this woman, Bill Barr. I'm sure that's what you had in mind.
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't want any looters.
Oh, you're going to like this. You've seen this shot, right, already? Someone in the chat already mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Of course I have this video.
The wind decided now, fuck you, cop.
Yeah, the wind said Black Lives Matter. But we're going to watch it anyway because it's enjoyable. Okay, so you throw your... Someone should really have a wind flag out there. Oh yeah, this is kind of the same thing. Because I'm glad you set it up because it makes more sense now. Oh dang it. Yeah, I never thought I'd die standing side by side with a K-pop stand.
Would you stand side by side with a friend?
Yeah. And I.
Oh, that Lord of the Rings meme never dies.
So that's a little bit of humor in all of this awfulness. Oh yeah, here we go. K-pop stands are using fan cams to stop police forces detecting. Oh, that was it. And actually, here's the full one. I never thought I'd die fighting side by side with a K-poppy.
Oh.
Very nice.
Oh, Gimli.
Okay. Oh yeah, Mayor Jenny Durkin. Let's see, she's Seattle mayor, I'm assuming, so she's talking about Seattle. Writes, I want to acknowledge that much of the violence and destruction, both here and in Seattle and across the country, has been instigated and perpetuated by white men. Oh yeah, interesting fact. Before Martin Luther King, Nathan McDermott writes, before Martin Luther King Jr. was murdered, nearly 75% of Americans disapproved of him. So it's pretty hard to take white people at face value who expressed nostalgia for him and his protests when, all other things being equal, they probably would have opposed him in 1968.
Yeah, but having mentioned his daughter, the now delightfully late John McCain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he, used to go out there and celebrate the Martin Luther King Day, having voted 4 times to deny Martin Luther King Day as a national holiday.
Yep. Because he was racist until it wasn't politically convenient anymore.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You can't really hear Chocolate Rain, mostly at the start, but
Rain.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
It was mostly right at the start. You could kind of hear it. I'll go back again, but so that was the Chocolate Rain. Hack.
Yeah.
News coverage of there's been stuff on the autopsy and everything else. We don't really have time. I mean, the autopsy was done by an independent examiner, and they came to a different conclusion from the state examiner. So
yeah, which by the way, to the people who, because I had a couple of people say, "Oh, don't do conspiracies, Kev. You don't know that the autopsy was corrupt." Blah blah blah. Yeah, motherfuckers, come at me.
I mean, the guy went in, he described various things, also the wounds to his face from being on the pavement and other parts of his body, and yeah.
We all fucking saw what happened. It's on film.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfucker was murdered. That's, I mean, no amount of, oh, well, maybe he had underlying health issues. Yeah, the knee on the neck was the big issue, though, wasn't it?
All right, Tony.
Do you think if he was walking down the fucking street, he would have collapsed and died? No.
Nope. Okay, on a kind of in a turning complete emotional corner, Tony Blakeway, much like Bruce Springsteen in the Dancing in the Dark video, I'm going to reach into the crowd and you're going to be my Courtney Cox. I'm just.
Oh, that's what a deep cut reference on the list.
And apparently you're going to like this video. That's what Tony said.
Yes, I know. Not only did I see that, I retweeted that out. It's amazing.
Yeah, I bookmarked this later on, but you haven't
British
gotten that
race
far yet.
would be techers, absolute quality techers going on here. He's foot over the ball. Bang,
oh, right.
Okay. Stuff.
Woof! Look at that form. Wow.
Yeah, that's nice. Although, to be fair, I hope he didn't break his fucking foot.
I was going to say, he landed on it and he didn't collapse immediately, so it couldn't have been.
Yeah. Or... that's one way of sending it back. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I have a whole series of videos on what to do if you have tear gas thrown at you, but I think that's farther back. So. Oh yes. So again, we've actually moved into open fashionism on behalf of a Fox News contributor and Senator Tom Cotton, who called for some airborne divisions to be used against protesters. Trump.
Some airport. What?
No, air. Winged commands, airborne, like divisions.
Airborne. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know military things. Really cannot be clearer than this. Trump retweeting a Fox contributor calling to treat the radical left as domestic terrorists and enemies of the United States. He's coming at you. If you're not for him, he's coming at you.
Yeah, which is what fascists do. Yeah. And that's the thing. When in 2016 people were like, "Oh, don't freak out just because you lost." People weren't freaking out because they lost. It's because they knew what was coming. Now, you couldn't predict exactly what was going to happen, but the level of fuckery was pretty obvious. He was going to try all this shit.
I mean, he was capable of it, definitely.
Yeah. The fact that he was okay with beating up people who spoke out against him shows he wanted to crack down on the free media who would impugn him. The fact that he was perfectly okay with tweeting out all manner of violent bullshit. There were people that were hanging, that had T-shirts at his rallies that were like going on about hanging journalists and stuff. It's pretty obvious where this was going.
Yeah, I mean, all the signs were there. All the signs of fascism were in his campaign. Nobody gave a shit. They still voted for him. All his supporters and people who were, not a woman.
The fact that he literally wanted, the fact that he's a rapist, obviously. The fact that his campaign literally wanted to racially profile people for entry into the country.
All right, I'm going to do this one, and then can we take a break? Because I need to fill up my water.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, I mentioned Tim Wise earlier, and I mentioned him a lot because he was the one who kind of like started that process of getting me down the path of opening my eyes to the structures of white supremacy. And I think we kind of both agree on this, like however you want to do. I don't know, maybe some people are more just like, I hate all cops. I can't deal with that because I don't think that's a solution. But this I guess I agree with Tim Weiss on this in terms of approach, which is I appreciate these officers willing to join in solidarity with protesters. They are not the problem, and no one denies that they are decent people on the force. The problem is police culture. Cops who agree can be part of the new and different one, or building a new and different one. I think that's what I would like to see, is more cops who are committed to racial justice. And, actually, like, I think there could be I know America's an armed country, but it's mostly white people who are armed. I know there's criminals that have all backgrounds and stuff, but talk about massive weapons and stuff. Anyway, I know I'm babbling now. Can we take a break? I need a break. You want to talk to the peoples for a while?
Yeah, I'll talk to some people.
Yeah.
So Kristi's going to step aside for a second.
Look at that guy. Oh, here you go. You got David Cross. You can react to his learning that he was a terrorist. So, fucking Twitter. Fuck you, you piece of shit. How about forward? Can I do that? Okay. Yeah, that looks like I can actually do that. And it didn't go too far. So, there we go. David Cross. After he said he's going to call AntiFa a terrorist organization. Okay, I'll leave it. I'll come back. Really, this time.
Okay. He says, turns out I'm a terrorist. Yeah, it turns out I'm a terrorist too, apparently. And Kristi is. I was literally going to open the show up with, hello and welcome to Kristi and Kev's Terrorist Hour or whatever. Sponsored by George Soros and Matt Hummel. Because, that's absolutely ridiculous. And like as I said, there's no leadership. It's not like an actual organization. It's a fucking joke of a thing to claim that you're going to be doing terrorisms. And of course, if you're anti-Antifa, then you're just You're just a fascist. It's as simple as that. So unsurprising to see the new right, the so obviously dissident right, agreeing with the president about clamping down on peaceful protests and freedom of the press, and trying to curtail people's rights to fight fascism. Not a surprise. It's almost like I've been telling people for 5 fucking years. So yeah. Anyway, So on my by the way, to completely change course now, I did a thing on my channel last night, as I mentioned earlier, talking about Xander Hall and the Harem Gate thing. It's emotionally wrought and a content warning for all manner of fuckery to do with abuse and suicide and stuff. But if you wanted to, it's on the channel. You can go and watch it. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense stuff. But I'm glad. I'm very proud of Spooky for coming on and giving her thoughts and telling her story. And it's an important conversation that needed to happen.
Yeah. I was talking about the video as being a service and allyship.
Well, hopefully, yeah, and thank you to Essence of Thought for helping to set that up as well. Good people.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So yeah, David Cross. Turns out I'm a terrorist. So
I was just saying, me and you are as well.
Yeah.
Which is obvious because we're the worst and second worst person in the world. So.
Yes. Oh, by the way, when I was trying to find out, I was looking for an update on the Pig Hamfister situation before your show was on, and so I did a search on his name. First, I spelled it wrong. I put 2 L's in, so that was pretty limited. But when I got the spelling right, I found some of his replies, and this is so I just decided to troll him a little bit because apparently he unblocked me. Yeah, he said in reply to something on the 30th of May, "This is why I hate women."
Well, I'm sure that's just a meme. It's just a joke, bro. Honest.
Like, maybe this isn't the time to be
so
true.
funny. He's garbage. He's an abusive piece of garbage.
So someone had a little tweet out for the cult of Xanderthal, Xanderhal, but unironically.
Don't trust him. Check. Yeah, absolutely. He's fucking trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone sent this out. I told you I did a search. Watching Xander Hall versus Corday on Shut Updates channel, and it's very entertaining seeing Xanderthal make himself seem worse and worse.
Yeah, he's awful. They had a discussion about him being a performative ally, which is so obviously the case. I mean, he's just, and his supposed debunking of Spooky's allegations and stuff. You can tell he's from a far right background.
Oh yeah.
He's got the dismissal of mental health. He's got smear jobs and just generally being a selfish prick. Like you can tell he comes from that background. He's a really nasty piece of work, actually.
All right. So yeah. Also, can we just anybody who says, calling him ham-fister or pig fucker or whatever he was, it's not dead naming him to talk about his old channel name, you idiots.
No, especially when you go onto his channel, the video that plays, you can choose one video that will play for someone who isn't a subscriber. If they go onto your channel, that's the video that automatically plays. His one is the How I Fell Down the Alt-Right Pipeline, in which he literally says, "Hello, my name's Xanderhall."
Xanderhall?
Hello, my name's Pig Puncher. He doesn't say Xanderhall because so it's not, and it's not his name.
No,
it's a
handle.
It's a rebrand.
So, Xanderhall, if you actually, this is one of the misspelled ones. That's how it ended up. You see, in my the 2 L's. But if you actually are an ally, tell your people to knock this shit off. How about that?
Because he doesn't care. He's already showed himself to be a transphobic piece of shit as well with the whole "I wouldn't fuck ContraPoints" bit. Which, I mean, firstly, dude, I don't care. No one fucking cares. And secondly, that is that how you see people? Just whether you would stick your cock in them or not?
Hey, remember that time when Trevor Noah asked, how should a black man protest in this country if he wants to be heard? And she couldn't give him an answer. She just kept trying to redirect it.
Yeah. I mean, well, she's Karen. She's ultimate. She's like the Karen prototype.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ben McCook here with some actual terrorist groups that never attained the governmental designation. Ku Klux Klan, the Base, the Order, Atomwaffen Division, Aryan Republican Army, all white supremacist organizations.
Yeah. You know who also were never designated as terrorists? The Nazis. The actual original Nazis. Now, there are legal reasons. They were technically a government of a sovereign nation, I suppose. But come on now. If AntiFa were a terrorist, the Nazis were terrorists.
Yeah. Also,
if AntiFa were a terrorist, everyone's a terrorist, and no one's a terrorist. So it's meaningless.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I think is probably the point, considering he's trying to enable white supremacist terrorists.
Yeah, he wants to change the subject away from the killing of black citizens by the people whose taxes, they pay their salaries with when they pay their taxes. Those people.
Yeah.
Also, ACLU on Trump's AntiFa tweet, there's no legal authority for designating a domestic group. Such a designation would raise a significant due process and First Amendment concern, or many concerns.
Well, yeah, because he has no interest in actually doing it. It's just to roll up the base. It's just to firm up his support. The same thing with the holding up the Bible, because Christians don't care that he's not a Christian. They just, the fact that he's prepared to be like, oh, look, I'm holding a Bible, like a mental case. Yeah.
Stance Ground, this is a really good account. I highly recommend it for anybody who, is looking for a different perspective. And again, another take, I kind of, when the police do right and they actually police in the way that we want them to, and they treat people with respect, and they're there to serve the community, not suppress it, then that's something that, you recognize the problem and you call for structural change. So, yeah, this is how you bridge the divide between police and the community if it fails to serve, recognizing there's a problem and calling for structural changes. That's the important thing. In my opinion. White women going nuts. Someone called her colonizer nitwit having her Neiman Marxist moment. Like Neiman Marxist, like Neiman Marcus. Sorry, it's a shopping center. So that ended up in my feed. White people at Justice for George Floyd protests. You are our guests. Your job is not to spray paint, break shit, loot. This is not your right. That is not your right. Your job is to do everything you can to put your bodies between black bodies, because between you and the police, because you'll know they'll actually do something if you die.
I mean, okay, yeah, I think that's a fair point in general, but I know you shouldn't. It even seem like co-opting or whatever, but if in a moment where the police attack a white person in that situation, if they decide to then riot out of a sense of grievance for themselves because they've been fucked over by the police in that situation too, and they break shit, like that would be the one nuance I would add to that. But other than that, it's correct.
Okay. Oh God, Trump is such a prick. He's such an awful fascist, terrible.
Yeah.
Like, there's no bottom. There's never a bottom. You just like, how? But he's still inhuman. He's like a lizard creature. George Floyd's brother on the phone on his phone call with Trump, quote, "He didn't give me an opportunity to even speak," unquote.
But they were ungrateful, apparently, weren't they?
God.
That's what he said. He literally called them ungrateful.
God, he's awful. He's just like, if I was like, I'm really glad I'm not, but if I was some sort of fundamentalist Christian, I wouldn't half doubt if Trump was the Antichrist. I mean, just look at the evidence that nature is telling us something is wrong. The way that they always interpret hurricanes as being about gay people. Well, maybe God is punishing America because we have the worst situation. He's demonstrating our poor choices. And because you just put the Prince of Satan into the White House. Or the whatever he's called. All right, are we ready to take a big emotional turn?
Yes.
All right, pause, beat, and go. Apparently witches are forcing men to masturbate.
That's my excuse.
Yes. Sorry. I didn't read the first line, but now I'm hooked. We've got to go into this because those opening lines were amazing.
Lazy Sunday on the semen retention sub. What? What? Oh my Lord.
Where do you go, Dave, and why? Thank you for going there so we don't have to. All right, here, do you want, we need some kind of just pause. We need some kind of break to break up this horrificness. So let me see if I can just up to see the screen so you can read it out, because I just feel like maybe this might be better suited for your voice.
I will happily do a dramatic reading of the semen retention subreddit.
Do you want me to do the stuff around and you can do the actual takes?
You can stuff around if you wish.
All right. So, fellow penis havers and potential semen retainers. The reason
I mean, there are opening lines, and then there was that.
Yes. Sad about the reason you find it so difficult to refrain from cranking your hog is Chuck's notes witches.
Yes. You have to understand this society is ran by witches already. Yeah. Kardashians, for example. What an amazing reference. Okay. The Kardashians are witches. Don't need to prove or provide evidence of that. They just are. Oh, of course they are. Anyway, and then for some reason, another bracket without anything in between.
Right.
In Jewish culture, naturally, they do lineage by your mother, while in the Bible and many other societies, lineage is determined by your father.
Because that follows on from Kardashian so well.
What the fuck has that got to do with anything? What? Dickhead. Anyway. The mother goddess, whore of Babylon, spirit runs deep in this society, which is modern day Babylon. Well, wouldn't you expect that if it's Babylon?
Yeah.
Well, that seems like, geographically, that seems appropriate.
You can call anything the modern day Babylon, though, so it's not really geographically precise.
Yeah, it's all Babylon. In Wiccan culture, apparently Wiccan doesn't need a capital.
Nope.
They deem the women higher than men. Why is this? This is like dissociated drivel. What?
Yep.
They don't want men to be strong, and they know the biggest distraction between God and man is woman/lust. What has Wiccan culture got to do with anything? And what has Jewish people and the Kardashians and witches? This is just madness.
I feel like I need a QAnon map here.
Exactly. Yeah. This is like a QAnon map made into a weird tweet or whatever subreddit.
Mad.
Yeah, damn the Kardashians and their witchy ways. You're correct, Dave. Correct.
Oh yeah, this was London. Can you verify?
Look at those little ants. Oh.
Yep. Oh yeah, this guy is currently trying to explain to me how racism and police brutality is really about economic equality. Sometimes white people just need to shush. Just shush. Now's not the time. Step away from the mic.
That could be me.
Well, you...
If I shave my hair, there's a similarity there. Come on now.
Right, but you do it all one length at one time, don't you?
Generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Xander, we've already dealt with.
Yeah.
Like the horrifying clip that proves every point protesters are trying to make about systemic police violence starts in the small box before going, oh, this is the clip. This is the clip we were going to talk about, the tasing. Remember that white chick who's like, hey, and then the cops were like harassing the people behind them?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I really need to not do this one-handed. But I'm getting...
That's what she said.
All right, so pay attention to this box here. I guess it probably makes sense to blow it up because otherwise nobody's going to see it. That's better. I have no idea what the volume's going to be like. I'll turn it down if it's awfully high. So yeah, we're watching right here.
Actually, where are you right now?
We are walking on William Street.
There's white people in front of them.
The demonstrators are going right now because of all of that tear gas and all of that commotion that continues to happen in that parking lot. So we are walking down William Street over here, and can we talk to you? We know you're out here. What are you doing out here?
Protesting.
Guys, come to our shot. Come to our shot. Come to our shot. Come to our shot.
All right, what's
Watch
going on?
your back,
You see
ma'am.
Police officer
Come to
there
our shot.
spraying, or it looks
Oh,
like
pepper spray.
something there is a confrontation.
Come to the
with
shot.
maybe
Come to the shot.
Is that a
Looks
taser?
like a taser.
Yeah, it looks like a taser. We did not
Hey, are
see
you
what
guys
led
at our
up to
shot?
this.
Yes.
But
He's
clearly
tased.
this young man behind the
Okay,
wheel
so
has
just
been
to give you a little
tased.
background.
Yeah,
we
you're
were
tasing
here
him.
on the scene. We turn around and we see several officers go up to the car and start breaking the glass. We're not sure what led up to this. There was
They're
a
black.
woman in the front passenger seat and a gentleman in the driver's seat. They're pulling him out now. A lot of now, of course, the crowd has caught on to what's happened. We have no idea what led to this. They flattened the tire, broke the glass to the car.
They fucked up the car, pepper sprayed him, tased him, and arrested him for sitting in a car behind some white people who they did nothing to.
Yeah.
And
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. All right. Okay, this is worse. And it's worse not because it's police violence, it's the effects of police violence. Get your tissues ready is all I'm going to say, because this is when people talk about people being in pain. This is what white people don't hear. Okay? And I just want, like, we have to watch this whole exchange. It's just morally required.
Okay, by the way, I'm going to go and just close my curtains because it's like dark now. But I can still hear.
Okay.
So I'll leave you a second. Go on,
okay.
You can play.
Okay.
Hey, I understand. Well, we worried about this. I understand. But we won't stand up for I understand. They get killed on the daily basis. Talk to me. I understand. How old are you? I'm tired of this. How old are you? I'm 45 years old. 45 and I'm 31. And I'm tired of seeing this. And you the older generation than me, and I am too. And we've been standing around as the older ones, taking all this bullshit. Always hoping for a kumbaya fucking y'all. Come here. Always standing around for a kumbaya. Ain't nobody coming to protect us. Let me tell you. We gotta start our own fucking life. I understand. But let me tell you something right here. This 16. He's 16! Oh my they gonna kill him next He's 16! What we gonna do? You tell me. What we gonna do? This ain't the way. Cause they ready to let loose. If the United States president say, if you loot, we shoot. You think doing this gonna help? I know it. It's doing gonna help. But it's time to stand up. So at this point, I'm ready to die for what's going on. Let me tell you something. That's the problem that we got. That you see right now, it's gonna happen 10 years from now. And at 26, you're going to be doing the same thing I'm doing. You understand that? 10 years. You're going to be right here, too. But he also got to So what I need y'all to do right now at 16 is come up with a better way. Because how we doing it, it ain't working. He angry at 46. I'm angry at 31. You angry at 16. It's old, you understand me? It's old. Putting yourself in harm's way is not the way. No, it's not. You and the other your counterparts the same age and that has that same power. Y'all come up with a better way. Because we ain't doing it. Oh, my God. And I have a 5-year-old son. Oh, my God. And it ain't happening. I marched 4 years ago. Keep Lamont Scott did the same shit y'all doing. The same exact thing night after night after night. It don't matter. Come up with a better way. You understand me? You keep yourself safe.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had already forgotten about if you loot, we shoot. I mean, that's the pace of this news cycle. Yeah. The president was threatening them.
Yeah. And one thing I will say in defense of the 16-year-old is, they're 16. They're going to be,
Yeah, that's why he's trying to protect him.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And angry young men are going to be...
Angry young men, yeah.
More brazen and out there about it. But hopefully at the age of 31 or 46, they've got a bit more life experience, and hopefully the young people are listening. Although, like I say, anger is anger. Sometimes it blinds you to more rational courses of action, which is why history does repeat itself, of course.
Why does this only have 43,000 views? I'm retweeting this. So, yeah, this is like... I'm trying to carry this weight because other people have carried it their entire lives, you know? Also, fucking... Okay, who is this? Who is this prick? No, sorry. No, this isn't... There's some other British prick. This is fine. Oh, no! I take it we no longer value our key workers. The British police should not be taking this abuse when they've gone above and beyond to keep us safe during this pandemic. I understand solidarity, says the moderate white, but anger needs to be aimed at the right people.
Can we check who this Alice Hopkins is? Just hover over her for a second.
Oh, she works in the House of Commons.
A member of the... Oh, hang on. A member of the Armed Forces Committee. So she's an MP.
Oh, it doesn't say MP. She just says she works there.
No.
Her membership is with...
It's the membership of the Armed Forces.
Let's see. Well, I'll just open it up and figure out what it is. We're on Twitter. Of course.
Never too friend with the armed forces. What a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
So it's basically Tory staffer then.
Yep. And here's what she's complaining about. Now, just think about what we've just witnessed.
Also, if you're worried about key workers, I presume you've called on Dominic Cummings to step down then?
Yeah.
Or not?
Check her timeline. All right, so this is what's got her all up in arms. All right?
Who you serve? Who you protect? 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 Who you serve?
Like, literally, that's what she's trying to stop them from doing. Like, the police can't stand there behind a metal fucking gate and listen to some protesters and collect their hourly wage. Fuck off, you white Karen. I mean, this is like, yeah, this is how you delay people's liberation. You try to police the time and the mode and the message of how they can ask for their own freedom, for their own justice, for their own basic rights that you already have.
She's not just trying to delay, she's trying to stop people's liberation.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't serve her interest at all.
So fuck you, Alice Hopkins. You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
All right, we've seen that already. Oh, too much. I need to use the arrows and not the drag. Oh, God. Okay, oh, yeah, we got anonymous. Ooh, I went way far down. What is going on? Oh, there's fuck the police. Okay, that's where we were. Okay. Yeah, Anonymous sort of came back after 3 years, and they hacked the Chicago police radios, you know. They played polka music and fuck the police. So we've got a little sample here. Sorry for the Cologne traffic. You can tell the lockdown is over.
And have a polka version of Fuck the Police.
I would love a polka version of Fuck the Police.
It'd be amazing.
And I'd like to see a black polka band do that cover. Okay.
What's it going to play?
So, yeah.
Well, Kristi, I was just going to say, you said you'd love to see a black polka band do, but surely all polka bands matter.
Oh, very funny, Kevin. I see what you did there. Okay, yeah, here's the anonymous video. So it's actually focused not on Epstein, but
and it's good to see that someone in a V for Vendetta mask not being a prick for once. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, here we go.
This is a message from Anonymous to the Minneapolis Police Department. Police brutality and murder is a widespread problem in the United States. The Minneapolis Police Department is among the worst and has a horrific track record of violence and corruption. In the past 2 decades, 193 people have been killed by police in Minnesota. At least 2 of the officers involved in Floyd's arrest, Derek Chauvin and Tio Uthao, have a history of on-the-job shootings and excessive force complaints. In fact, you are the very mechanism that elites use to continue their global system of oppression, and the world is finally starting to wake up to this, and they are becoming increasingly angry every time they see blood needlessly spilled without consequence. These officers must face criminal charges, and Officer Chauvin especially should face murder charges. Unfortunately, we do not trust your corrupt organization to carry out justice, so we will be exposing your many crimes to the world. We are Legion. Expect us. This is a...
Yep, so that happened 2 days ago? I don't know, I can't even, days don't even have a meaning anymore. 31st, what's today? 2 days ago, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the same thing. Oh, did you see this bullshit about Jake Paul?
Yeah, old fucking white boy, privileged, middle-class white boy films himself looting. I guess he probably won't face federal charges.
Yeah, well, he said he claims he wasn't looting. And we were doing our best to be helpful and to raise awareness. This is not the time to attack each other. Blah, blah, blah. But that wasn't so interesting. What was more interesting? Jack here translated... Jack here translated Jake Paul's explanation for everyone. Would you... oh, you can't read it out. I wanted you to read it out, Kevin, but it's really, really tiny font.
No, I can see that shit.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. It says... Oh god! So this is a British person.
Yes.
Just from the first 3 words.
Yep.
I'm chatting shit, proper shit, like so much shit. There is no limit to the amount of shit that comes out of my mouth. I'm a person who partakes in the act of shit chatting. I am chatting shit, lots of shit. I'll chat it. My name is Jake Paul, and I chat shit, so much shit. I am also balding. Chit chat. I'm chatting so much shit, you literally won't be able to handle it. Chat shit, that's me. I'm chatting shit, proper shit. Like so much shit, there is no limit to the amount of shit that comes out of my... Is this just repeating?
Yeah, then it just starts repeating, so you can stop.
I love that. And I'm bald. Just a lovely little addition.
Dig.
Yeah.
Very British. Yep, so this was the video that got everybody really upset with him. I don't know if they don't think the video actually catches him looting, so it kind of died down. But
well, no, but if you're in a crowd of people looting, why? I mean, I don't care that you claim you're not looting. Why else would you be there but to be looting?
Yeah, I can't. I don't care enough about Jake Paul. But
if black men are being tased for just being in a
car, yeah,
or just being murdered for being black, of course. This seems like maybe a case where if federal crimes are going to be levied against people, or federal charges are going to be levied against people, Jake Paul should be expecting a knock on the door from the police.
The only reason I set up the Jake Paul thing was so we could read that message. that was it. So
yeah, that's fair enough.
People pointing out naming Antifa as a terrorist group makes absolutely no sense.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Is that the man's eyebrows? What?
I think he's got like goggles, like swimming goggles or something up over his eyebrows because he's...
I was like, that's amazing. He's got little clouds on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It's not really the point, but, just a thing.
All right. So, sorry, another voice of frustration. So this is from May 31st. I guess it was probably on the night of the 31st.
This is what I gotta say to the people who are destroying things. If you really feel like you have to take an opportunity, like if you're going to be an opportunistic, something is wrong with you. If you cannot stand up and fight the good fight and you want to be a cheater and go ahead and take what we're trying to do, something is wrong with you. Because what we're trying to do is stand up for the basic rights of humanity. And that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to do it in a peaceful way. We do not want to go through this anymore, okay? I want to be able to go in a white neighborhood and feel safe. I want to be able, when a cop is driving behind me, I don't have to clench and be tense, okay? I want to be able just to be free and not have to think about every step I take. Because at the end of the day, being black is a crime. At the end of the day, being born black is a crime to them. And I don't understand why. Because we're all humans. And that's sickening.
Right. So, yeah, just... more white people fucking black people shut up. In this case, they've got to think... Because people who are putting other people in danger, like, I'm hoping these are white supremacist provocateurs because, well, maybe they wouldn't because they wouldn't have stopped. But I think when these marches come up, it's important to hear what black people have to say about this stuff. It's kind of my point. So.
Yeah.
Don't push the gate. Stop. It doesn't matter. Because listen, no. We only do that shit. No, but when you do that, they don't come after you. They come after us. Pushing the gate. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Don't push that gate, bro. Do it again and see what's going to happen. No, fucking do it. They're going to kill you anyways. What do you mean?
He says they're going to kill you anyways.
Oh,
I missed that.
That's yeah. You know what happened in that TikTok? Was happened in that TikTok?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there. Again, terms of service. I think you understand.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like if you're a white activist, don't put black people in danger. Like if you're trying to be progressive and you do shit that ends up coming back on black people, you're basically helping the fascists at that point.
And don't say they're going to kill you anyway. What the fuck? What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. So yeah, that was basically like black people having to manage their own protest and some white assholes who are putting them in danger. Like, how much more do they have to do? Like, it's not enough that we have a white supremacist police state that is already putting them in danger, but now people are showing up to their protests, white people, so, again.
Yeah.
And they are also putting them in danger, and they're supposed to be your fucking allies? Well, if these are your fucking allies, how are they any different from the people, you're instigating the people who are going to, who's our state-sponsored white supremacist machine that's, criminalizing being black. Like, I just...
Yeah. It's bad when you have to be worried about all of the black people, or all of the white people around you as a black person.
Yes! And that's kind of my point about white people giving up the mic and just listening and doing stuff that's allyship. Like, if the white people who are trying to help you are putting you in danger, then they're not helping you. So, yeah. It's like, I feel, it's just like, yeah, like the weight of it this time is really, maybe because it's all this video, and just trying to see things through the black experience, because I don't see it. But showing up for your own protests, again, and just having to manage all the white people. You can't trust any of the white people around you. You want to. Some people are good white people, but there are other white people who are there who look nice, and they're going to fuck up your shit. They're going to hand out bricks. They're going to pull at gates. And the cops aren't going to come at them, just like that. They didn't come at that white couple that was driving in front of the black couple. They're going to come at you.
Not just that, but how fucking stupid you like. I mean, she's probably not like evil or anything, but the obliviousness of like smiling and waving at the camera.
Yes.
What are you doing? There's a riot going on. Like, have some fucking sense of, just some basic sense of decorum. Let alone anything else. Jesus. Sorry, it's not really the point, but it's just...
No, but, it's just a white privilege of it. She's existing in a little white privilege bubble, Yeah. If they were paying attention...
There's all the image from my bookmarks. The protesters walking behind them. Some people just at brunch. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's evil to get brunch. I'm just saying, like, it's a stark image,
Yes, yeah. It just shows, like I said, two Americas.
Yeah.
Indeed. Like, we're such shit allies. Not all of us, but too many of us.
Hashtag not all white people.
Hashtag not all white people, yeah. Oh my god. Like, there was someone who was complaining about how white liberals were screwing things up, and white people were in their mentions going, not all liberals. And you're like, fucking shut up. Are they talking to you? No? Then shut up. If you don't have to step up and defend shitty white people. This is how white supremacy gets perpetuated. Just take, like, you know what? They have a point. It's not about me. Move on. You don't need to get in people's faces when they're having their rants about shit that you know is true.
Also, talking about shitty white people, nice to see a little cheeky Liv Parnas account there. Nice stuff.
Oh, I missed that entirely.
Yeah. I presume it's not the real one, but who knows? He's dumb enough, I suppose.
Here's the thing: is that I think this is where my frustration is seeping out a lot. There's so much to be upset about, but I kind of always, naively, again, I'm just so fucking naive because of my whiteness, thought that white people who were allies were, like, actually pretty good allies. Like, they do some dumb stuff because they are learning and they say things that are whatever, they ask dumb questions or whatever, but generally, like, people who are trying to be allies were trying to be, and we have seen some white people actually, trying to be allies. But just realizing how shitty some white people on the left are really is frustrated me, because I see now that too much of the progressive, like, it's 1 is too much, but there's too many people getting in the way of other people's liberation, and that extra burden, like, your allyship shouldn't put a burden on the people you are trying to. I just can't. I keep coming back to this. I keep coming back to it because obviously I'm going to condemn white supremacists, but actually, white people, we have to do so much better. We have to do so much better. If we really want racial equality, then we have to start putting the people who are asking for our help first. And that's the discussion that I think needs to be happening. White progressivism is really looking at ourselves and, are we being allies or are we virtue signaling? What are we really doing? How many of us are going to put our bodies between ourselves, the protesters, and the police? And how many of us are just going to, like, wear a badge? And what fucking use are we?
Can I just modify the dichotomy you raised there about whether you're genuinely an ally or whether you're what was the phrase you used? Virtue signaling. I don't think it's as simple as that, even, or as even as good as that. I think it's a matter of are you doing it because you're a genuine ally? Are you virtue signaling, or are you literally trying to profit from other people's pain?
Yeah,
which I think a lot of people are, unfortunately. Whether it be financially profiting or trying to further some other disparate agenda. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up behavior.
When I look at what America as a system has done to Black people, I grieve and I'm outraged and I want us to be better because I know we can be better. It's not unreachable, and it's not that much work to not be a shitty person. But now I feel like I also have that same critique of the left. Like, we need to stop being shitty people. We can be so much better. So why aren't we? Why aren't we better allies? That's a question we need to have in the white community.
Good question. Yeah, that's an excellent question.
And that's why I'm not talking about black looters or anybody else, that kind of thing. Because we never talk about the white people. You know, so much of it is about it's framing crime and black culture, and a lot of white people feel really entitled to speculate on what's wrong with black culture. But you ask white people about white culture, they're going to call you a racist for pointing out you're talking about white people. And it's such a double standard, and it's such bullshit. And that's just like people who don't even know better. You know, people who should know better and do know better still aren't better, and we need to be better. I'm going to quote someone, I wish I knew who they were. But they said, white allies, you need to show up, shut up, and listen up. And that is exactly what we are not doing enough. Okay, I didn't realize I had all this anger in me.
No, it's cool.
I hate white people. That must be it. Sorry again for coughing all over. I don't have coronavirus, really.
She does. She's only giving it to white people, though, so it's fine.
This didn't get any play. I don't know why. But this was an article that came out a few months ago that mentioned that Eric Prince was recruiting ex-spies to help him infiltrate liberal groups. And there's been a lot of discussion about how well organized and planned. Bill Barr said, we have all this chatter and they're really organized and they've got money and they're moving around. You know, maybe that's just Eric Prince's people doing that shit. Because they would have the money and means to do it. And poor AntiFa people in various communities can't go halfway across the country because the police force in some city is nice.
But it might not matter if there isn't an election. So, who knows?
Well, you know, he's trying to shut down the postal service. It's going to be really hard. They're going to go bankrupt pretty soon. I mean, I know why Save the Postal Service isn't a campaign issue because right now we've got other things on our mind. But you can't mail in a ballot if you have to pay a private company more money than you can afford to send it in, can you?
Yeah. Basically.
Let's see. What else do I have here?
You're still on the thread.
Oh, no wonder this all shit. I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for
guacamole.
Yes.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, you were distracted by anger.
Yes,
which is fine.
I was. All right. Donald Trump is taking a bold stance against anti-fascism.
Which is just fascism with extra steps.
This is Malcolm Nance, who also I seriously recommend. He has a more of an internationalist and U.S. security take, but he's also got amazing takes. Really, really smart man with interesting insights like this one. These are not supporters of the protest. These are likely local pro-Trump's armed militia agents provocateur. The Aimpoint T1 optic on the AR-15 is $750 alone. Only super gun geeks buy those. See, that's the kind of shit you learn when you follow Malcolm Nance. I bet if we showed him the pictures of the arms, he'd be like, yeah, that's that gun, and there's that accessory. So, yes. These are Trump people basically trying to...
That's. Also, how small does your cock have to be to spend $750
Yeah.
That's not even on the gun, that's just the sight. What?
Also, excellent camera work here. Nice little pan over the crowd.
That's a really tall person. Look at a giant.
They've got a giant there. I think this next one is a cat. Oh no, it's a cat and a puppy. Oh, cuddle time.
Yes.
Puppies have very exciting cuddles. They're less cuddles and more like headbutts. They're just non-stop headbutts. But
Look at that, it's a calm cat. I've seen cats go mental for less than that.
Yeah, cat's like, bring it more. I love it. I love it. Knock me around. Be rough with me.
Okay, you made that sexual. There's no need. You took it to a bad place.
All right. Yep, this is the whole boogaloo. This is where I learned about the t-shirts and all that from this Vice article. Yeah, we both had that. Ina? This is...
Again, fuck you, Dave Rubin.
Yep. So this is Congress member Bass, representing California's 37th, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. She writes, to the white allies and supporters of this movement in the streets, thank you. To the white rioters and agitators using the pain of this movement as cover to trash our communities, get out.
You could say she dropped the bass.
Again,
I know that's not how it's pronounced, but it's...
yes. Another powerful image from the protests.
Wow.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this that was just Xander Hall or Pam Fister. Did we already do this one? Did we watch this already?
Yeah, I did.
This is the...
I think we did.
The 31st, 2 days ago.
I just get into that discussion last time around about
Yep. Okay, then we have seen that. Okay, yep. That means this is probably one of the first images I saw after the show. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's my wall of horror.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up.
Yeah, things are super, super, super fucked up right now.
True, but as I always say, it doesn't matter because eventually we're all going to die anyway. So, just all of life will have been completely pointless, and one day humans won't exist. So,
there was
good times.
Well, it's more, it's something I would like to see on a more positive note. But when there was a video, for some reason, it didn't end up in my bookmarks, but I did tweet it out. There was a crowd of people in Minneapolis. Yeah, it was Minnesota, so Minneapolis, where they were all taking the knee and raising their fists. I don't know if they did it for 8 minutes or 9 minutes or whatever. But when they panned the crowd, it was like 60 to 70%, I would say 60% white. And I was like, this is what every crowd, every protest, when the demographics are this in this state or this city, these are what these protests should look like. That's how much support white people should be bringing out and backing up their fellow citizens. Because ultimately, this is who we are talking about. We're talking about our fellow citizens. These are Americans. These aren't strangers or foreigners that you don't understand. They pledge to the same flag that you did in grade school every day. They play the sports you did. They love the same teams you do. They want the same things. They just want the American dream. And you understand that because you want the same fucking thing. So when they're denied it, you're like, they say like injustice, whatever. Like you can't live in peace if this discrimination is happening to your fellow citizen. So just fucking live up to the ideals of the Constitution that don't involve guns and bullying gay people. Like do the stuff that actually matters, that makes us feel good about ourselves, and instead of just talking about it, fucking work for it. Like I said, I'm ranting a lot tonight. I've got to, and we haven't even really talked. And this is just about. And we needed this. Sorry, I'm going to go on again. But we needed this discussion about. I felt if we were going to do this show, it was to be witnesses to what the pain people are experiencing, because that's what matters. But on a whole other level, we have fascism coming down on us. Coming down the pike or the pipe or whatever one it is. I think it's pike if you're on the East Coast. Everyone in the Midwest says pipe because nobody knows what a pike is. But like we literally have a fascist threat growing every day. So we have to be able to multitask. So people, get your shit ready. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
Indeed. And on that bombshell.
Thank you for letting me rant at you.
No, look, you go for it, man. Whatever you need to get off your chest, get off your chest. So are we done? Are we spent at this point?
Well, spent, yes. Done, no. The struggle continues, right? I don't know how people are black in America. I don't know how people are black. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I've had like intense, sorry, I know I'm going off again, but like, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I'm so sorry. All right. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Which is out of order, because on this show we don't like people who interrupt.
Yes, we are the anti-interruption
this is
show.
Disgraceful behavior. This is so disrespectful. Anyway,
thank you for the compliment, Flint.
Who's what now? Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, okay.
In the chat.
Yeah. So, thank you all for listening and watching. I really don't know how to end this other than to say, if you can help in some way, please do. I'm sure there are, even if you're abroad, you can give to like bail funds and stuff.
Lots of places around the country, people need to be bailed out for standing in the street doing nothing.
In your local area, by all means, intend that if you can. There are lots of ways you can get involved. So, oh, my fucking live stream page just went down.
So does that mean we're still going? Or did it close?
Well, no, we should still be going, because I haven't pressed it. But for some reason it said become unresponsive, and then it just died.
All right, so you have to refresh it. So we're stuck. We're stuck in a closing limbo.
We're stuck in limbo, so I'm just going to have to talk for a few seconds. But Kristi, rant again. Go.
I don't think there's anything I can rant about so much other than to say that if you want escapism, we are continuing our high-level D&D game. Last time we framed someone for a murder we hadn't committed yet.
Oh, Kristi, when I said rant, I didn't mean this.
I needed to move myself emotionally.
Take it to this place.
And
this is fucking depressing.
And our party went to somebody's wedding where we were going to pull off our assassination, and we've just been invaded by a bunch of creatures. So if you want to know what happens, you can join us. I'll set up a live stream after this, and you can fall asleep to it or geek out or whatever.
I will type penis in the chat.
Well, that's very on brand.
Anyway. Yes, thank you for listening and watching. Go and give money and support if you can to the amazing human beings doing amazing things in America. And go and subscribe to Kristi and all the rest of it. Links down below. Thank you, Kristi. This has been, I don't even know how to describe it. Illuminating, amazing.
Emotionally raw.
Yes, yeah. I've had 2 nights running now. So I might take a break tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Might just chill. Yeah, but thank you. It's I think you spoke very well. So goodbye from me and goodbye from Kristi. Say goodbye, Kristi.
Goodbye, Kristi.
She did the bit.